All right, so we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tripp Smokepit. Tonight we got my good buddy Nick on. Nick and I were in Afghanistan together for a while. Nick, what's good, man?
Life is good, man. I can't complain.
Oh, I mean, like, I can complain on your behalf if you want.
Go right ahead.
Shit sucks and everything's fucked.
You're not wrong. It's all a facade.
Yeah. So before this, we were talking about the fucking intricacies of fucking the world of tick and the talk.
Yeah. That place is a fucking hot mess. But I love it.
It's a very interesting community.
It is. It's where everybody can get together, disagree on everything, and piss each other off all the time.
Yeah.
And then raise money for cancer.
Yeah. And then, like, the angrier, louder people obviously are going to have more of a, backing than anybody else just because, fucking, it's video and, like, you can get inflection, which is something I guess you don't get on Twitter or Facebook or any text-based thing.
Yeah.
So. But
you can also just stand in front of the camera and do nothing and get, like, 500,000 views. If you're pretty enough. Or you can dance.
Yeah, no, fucking, like, when I first got on, wasn't following anybody. I was like, hey, you want to check these out? I was like, yeah, well, you're cute. I'm going to follow those. Oh, hey, that's Neil deGrasse Tyson. Well, I didn't know that was here. Let's fucking roll that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on there that, like, you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah. Although I'm upset that Gordon Ramsay's fucking thing isn't being constantly taken down for bullying. Not because I want it to be taken down for bullying, but the energy is there for that, and I don't think he's taking full advantage of his fucking hate.
I don't think he is either. But he probably also has a really smart manager who's... I don't think the guy even touches his TikTok.
I mean, it looks like he does because he does a lot of, like, duet.
Yeah, he does. But I'm sure it has to go through a freaking social media team to make sure that he can even post it or something.
Maybe. Although he's at the point now where I'm pretty sure he's in charge of his own social media team. Like, the dude owns, like, X amount of fucking restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean, like, small restaurants. I mean, like, got Gordon Ramsay's fucking name on it. Like, one of them's in the fucking, God, I want to say Caesar's Palace. Might be him.
Yeah, I've never been to Vegas.
Really?
Really?
Oh.
I'm proud of that.
You should, why are you proud about never going to Vegas, Nick?
I don't know. I mean, I've been to some other fun places, but Vegas, not my thing. Not into casinos.
No, but, like, there are bars in the casinos, and you can just smoke inside and party.
True.
And there's not too many places left where you can smoke inside at, which is why I liked Vegas, because I didn't have to, like, get up to go smoke. And
we have casinos here. You can do that. It's about the only place you can do it. But no, I wasn't a big... I had my opportunities to go. I just never took them.
Never had the ball up there or anything?
No. I was always East Coast.
Oh, that's right. You guys were second CEB, weren't you?
Yep.
Why the fuck did I think you were out of Pendleton?
We came out there to train with you guys.
Oh, that might have been it.
And then, no. I don't know why you would have thought we were Pendleton.
Maybe I just kind of assumed since you were, like, attached to or on 3/4 fucking.
Yeah. No. We go all over the place. The guys we replaced were from Okinawa. Yeah, Okinawa.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I always thought was funny about, like, 3rd Marine Division is, like, yes, 3rd Marine Division, the whole fucking regiment. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a full regiment. That whole battalion is 3rd Marine Division. All right.
Best of luck to you guys.
Fuckers.
Yeah. That was fun times, though.
Have you ever been to Okinawa?
No.
Yeah, it
That's
sucks.
where.
I
That's
don't.
where. You don't remember it?
No, I don't recommend it.
You don't recommend it?
I don't remember most of it either because like the PX was right next to the fucking barracks and we were allowed to leave base, so like we just got shit faced every night.
That's pretty much what we did in North Carolina. But I wanted to go to Okinawa so bad. That's where I wanted to go. Signed up for it and everything right out of the schoolhouse, and I came out like third in my class or something like that. So I could pick, but they had no more spots available. So they sent me to the next best thing, right up the road from where I was training in North Carolina.
Needs of the core, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I guess I would have rather chose. I mean, I'm glad I got Second Combat Engineer Battalion versus one of like the ESBs or bridging companies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to hang out with the grunts rather than like actually have to build things.
Yeah.
We just did that because we were bored in Afghanistan.
Well, I mean,
wanted to get off post.
What the fuck else were you gonna do? You know.
True. Yeah, and then after Delaram in Afghanistan, I went up to Bujibas Pass and Golistan. Fuck.
Dude, Golistan was fun. Fucking
Golistan was a black hole. You go there and you never get out.
When I was up there in 2008, they didn't have. I don't know if they ever put up HESCO, but the barrier was sea wire and claymores, and then like a couple of fucking 7-tons they just parked that had the fucking turrets, and that was fucking it.
No, up there was actually HESCO. It was shitty, tiny HESCO.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was only you had 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top. So
all 5 feet of it.
Yeah, all 5 feet of it, but it wasn't bad. I'd do it again. We had some wooden huts that we lived in too. Ooh. I know. It was awesome.
There was a place, Barrows. It was like one of the satellite fucking bases for Bakwa.
Yeah.
And at any given time, there was like a squad there, maybe like Staff Sergeant was the most senior guy, and they had MREs, but it's like we're just gonna go buy food from the locals and like cut a fucking like oil tank in half and grill on it because fuck it.
Yeah, we had one of those until I don't know, whoever it was in your chain of command made us get rid of it.
Yeah, but our chain of command also got rid of all the fob cats because they were a hindrance, and then rats started eating everything, and then it's like, all right, well, let's go buy cats because they were here for a fucking reason. I don't know why cats were here. Oh, rats. Cats kill rats. Got it.
Mm-hmm. They do. I mean, or you could just let us try and hunt them.
Yeah, that gets messy though, man. Fucking gets Lord of the Flies real quick.
Mm-hmm. No. Freaking hey. That picture you posted on Instagram with the fuel tanker that almost blew up.
Yeah.
Well, it did blow up, but almost blew up worse.
Yeah.
That was on the way to Barrows.
That was on the way to Barrows, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, a lot of those pictures I look at, I'm like, okay, I remember this kind of pictures of it. I have no idea where the fuck we were going, where the fuck we came from, why the fuck we were out here.
Yeah, we God, and that is when I put Bug Eyes in the first Vic, and yep, I wasn't lying about that. And I think I was in third. Field truck was fourth, and God, I just remember I can't remember the sergeant's name that took us out all the time, or that was the VC patrol leader, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I think we're in a choke point. Do you want to get out and sweep? Boom! Okay, too late.
Well, I mean, like that was like what 10 feet behind a fucking house that was in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's like, why were you driving that close to the fucking ledge there, buddy?
Yeah. Uh-huh. But I don't know. That was also, we did the patrol in reverse order that time.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a new place we hadn't driven past, and you figured it's fucking safe, but
you thought wrong.
thought wrong.
That was a big one too. That crater was like fucking 5 feet.
Yeah, that was about 40 pounds.
Like there's one of the pictures where that Air Force EOD dude's like standing in it, and it's up to his fucking waist.
Yep. But God, I still remember Cody shaking when he was sweeping around the area.
Yeah.
Jesus, that guy.
I mean, it wasn't as bad though as like when 3-4's fucking S3 got bored and they're like, hey, Lance Corporal Ainsworth, I need you to go to the engineers that have them build this thing. It's the Louisiana State University mascot, but I need it made out of wood. Right. Okay, so let me go to the engineers just so they can tell me no, because I'm not going to tell this captain to fuck off without, somebody else telling me to fuck off on their behalf. So I'm like, all right, can't do this. Go back to the battalion S3. Hey, I can't do this because it's a waste of resources and also fraud, waste, and abuse. Okay, go talk to First Sergeant Wells. First Sergeant Wells. The S3 wants the engineers to do this. Why are you coming to me? Because I'm a Lance Corporal and they told me to. You live on my fob, do it or I stop feeding you. Oh, that's a dick move, but all right. Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? First Sergeant wants this. He's not my first sergeant. God damn it. Okay, where's yours? We don't have one. Do you mind if I just like fuck off here for like 3 hours, pretend I was like looking for somebody to talk to, and like I'll go back and just lie to them about this?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yep. We did a lot of stuff like that. And I think that's the reason that we started up the engineer request forms. Otherwise, we were just going to kind of take it as it was. And we're like, okay, no, screw it. We're actually doing it by the books. And those the engineer request forms are actually a thing. Like, it's not just an Excel sheet we typed up.
Yeah. No, I remember fucking having to fill a few out. I'm like, oh, God, fucking. Well, I'm not going to get in trouble for this because I'm putting First Sergeant's name on it. But.
Who was the one? Were you around when they tried to get a loft built for the drone guys? Okay.
Drawing a blank.
Oh my God. Whoever you guys is not the battalion commander, the battalion XO.
Oh, short, stocky dude. Like, looked like he would be a ginger, but he didn't have any hair.
Yeah, kind of. He didn't like me too much because I couldn't build it because I didn't have what we needed, and like all of my platoon was gone they went out on a freaking mission, and my lieutenant looks at me, goes, "You're in charge." I said, "Okay, got it." So I had to go to the meetings. And apparently they had been trying to get this thing built for forever, but we couldn't get the materials for it.
Yeah.
And that's literally the reason we could not build it, because we could not get the materials. They're not there. And I had to chew out a freaking major because of it.
I'm sorry, sir. Like, if as you can see, I have this field of fucks, and there's nothing in it. Now, if you could talk to the S4 and put some fucks in this field, we might be able to talk. But until then, I am without a fuck to give you.
Well,
sir.
And the other thing is, we didn't have an engineer request. Like, we literally didn't have any request for this in writing. It's like, we need it in writing. Like, so we can get the freaking materials for it. That's what we need to know. Anyway, this went on at the nightly meeting for a couple of days. And the major was like, it's a freaking loft. Just build it already. And I looked at him and I was like, well, all I have is 2x4s and 1/2-inch plywood right now. I could build it for you. And it's going to fall down. And people are going to get hurt. Then it's on you. Otherwise, I can't do it. You got to wait.
Yeah, no, this is one of the reasons that I think one of the prerequisites for being an officer in the military should be a sergeant. And not so much that you did sergeant shit, but that you had to deal with dumb, I fucking hate my life as a corporal shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, or being told by a lieutenant to, hey, go find that RCIED.
Yeah.
No, it's remote controlled. No. Well, we have a 10-digit grid coordinate on it, so we know exactly where it is, and we're going to have the trucks right by you. Even more of a no.
If you know exactly where it is, fucking shoot a Micklick at it.
Yeah, like, or mark and bypass.
Yeah.
Don't go there if you have a 10-digit grid coordinate on it and you know it's an RCIED. Well, we're going to block the signals. Okay. What if it's a freaking clacker?
Yeah.
I'm fucked. I'm not going on a suicide mission. Fuck off, sir.
Yeah, dude, you have APOBs. Fucking throw something else at it.
Mm-hmm.
Although the ones that I always thought were fucking fucked up was the ones where the pressure plate was like either 2x4 or like plywood, and then it had det cord in it, so there was like no metal in the fucking pressure plate. I was like, oh well, like I don't know if I've ever been around for somebody or anything that got hit by one of those, but I remember fucking engineers or EOD bringing them back. Hey, look what I dug up, and it's like, oh, that's fun. I didn't know we were doing that. Shit.
Yep. I still have a picture somewhere on a hard drive of God, just the joy that we had digging for IEDs to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck you. I found you. I'm gonna see you. And it was me and another engineer, and both of us had our hands in this hole, and you could see a freaking Russian landmine in the hole. And like my head's like half over the freaking hole. Like, perfect. Absolutely freaking perfect.
Which that's one of the other things. Like, dude, where the fuck do they get this shit? Like, they'll make stuff out of fucking nothing. It's like, okay, so this one's half of a Fanta bottle, a sandal, and they made the explosives out of donkey shit. Yep. So what you're telling me is everybody in the Taliban's fucking MacGyver? Yes,
they pretty much are. But the thing that I loved about Afghanistan over Iraq, Afghanistan, they kept it simple when it came to IEDs. Everything was simple. So it didn't fuck up. Like, rarely did their IEDs fuck up.
Yeah.
Which made it so much more unsafe and the thrill even higher. But it cost more lives.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to say that shit's. This is the completely wrong analogy for this, but I'm hoping to pick up what I'm putting down. I don't want to say that it's water under the bridge, but like that shit was going to happen anyway, and there's not really much we could have done about it.
True, very true. But yeah. Shit. No, I didn't find too many. I never found an RC. Never found an RC IED. Luckily.
Yeah.
But Jesus. So you were up in Golistan. Did you do the Bougie Boss Pass at all? Were you ever there?
My first pump, I went in with 2.7, and we were supposed to be there for 4 or 5 months to train the police because the war was over. 4 months into that, 4 months into that 5 months deployment, we have like 150 casualties, like 15 dudes dead. Turns out the war is not over. A lot of the guys that died wouldn't have died if we had like air support in the fashion of having a bird to come to pick them up before they fucking bled to death. So that 5-month deployment became a 9-month deployment, and everywhere Marines were in fucking 2009 and 10. That's where our battalion was, mostly fucking like just squads, platoons at fucking places. And I spent most of my first deployment with a cat platoon doing support by fire and convoy ops. So I think the only place in Helmand or not Nimruz.
Farah?
Yeah, but I've been up to like Herat and shit. But I think the only place between there, or between the only place between Kandahar and Iran I haven't been was Musa Kela. Granted, a lot of that was like I was only there for like a day, but you know,
I mean, still there.
Yeah,
it counts for something.
Yeah, fucking. Also, fucking interesting. Like I guess not social media, pop culture. Fucking quirk is like in like in movies and shit. Someone's like, "Whoa, what did that get you?" And it's like, "Oh, I don't know, some medals that I might be able to buy a coffee with." It's like, dude, who the fuck is buying military medals for coffee? Like, I'm pretty sure if I took my medals into the diner, I'm like, "Can I pay with these?" They'd be like, "No." Do you have a credit card?
Yeah,
cash, sir.
And if you don't have that, you can wash some dishes.
Is that a thing that actually happens? Because like I
don't think so. I think they just call the cops.
Yeah. I've only heard that in like movies.
Same. I don't know. I guess it depends on what diner. I don't know. But I've never actually heard of somebody doing it.
No.
So
No, I think that's just a fucking trope.
Yeah.
Which, although I am sure that it has to have happened at least once. Either that's where that person got the idea to write that, or somebody saw that in a movie and was a manager, and they're like, okay, well, instead of calling the cops, you can fucking wash your dishes or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, if it exists, there's porn of it, so it's got to have happened in the movies. I mean,
yeah. You know what's funny though is if it exists, there's porn of it. That whole thing is if you go to rule34.com and type in communism that works, nothing comes up. Which means it doesn't even exist in Fantasyland. Yeah, weird, right?
That is weird.
Yeah. Who'd have thought?
I don't like that thought. God. Mind blown.
Mind staying blown.
Only by you.
You. Yeah.
No. Jesus. I was just thinking, freaking. Do you remember Gallagher's epic stash of porn?
No, I do not. I remember he was the dog handler guy. He was kind of a dick, and he kept talking about his Brazilian wife, but that was about it.
Yeah, his Brazilian wife is actually awesome.
Well, good for her or him.
Yeah, Chatter was completely worthless. His dog, absolutely worthless. But he had, I have 500 gigs probably of porn that he watched through, every last video of from start to finish, renamed it, categorized it, and rated it, and put it in folders.
Nice. Now rated it. Is that like a 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10 or like a 3
1 out of
4 ball?
1 out of 10.
All right. Also, I think that's something fucking hilarious that like is one of those things that happens in the military that I haven't seen happen anywhere else in real life. It's like, all right, so we have nothing else to do, so let's all 5 of us just like watch porn and like criticize the shit out of it.
Yeah, and I like for a while I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like, this is awkward. Because he'd literally sit there in the tent, like laptop on his lap with some snacks, watching porn.
Well, what the fuck else is there to do?
I don't know. Go to gym. Which I clearly don't do anymore, but I mean, yeah, besides watch porn, the gym, that's about all we did.
I mean, you guys play poker at night. Yeah, you had that poker table back there.
Yeah, we did have that poker table back there. Freaking Dagger stole everyone's freaking money.
Bastard.
He was a bastard. And then we had the oh Jesus. Then we had a couple of the vendors.
Yeah.
And well, we had a couple of the perps come and sit in. And then a couple of the vendors got brought into it as well, and they were just locals. Come to find out, one of those vendors was actually Taliban.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. No. Would never have guessed it.
Yeah. But the only way we knew is because he wound up dead.
What was it when they killed the mayor of Delaram? The one-armed mayor. Do you remember him?
Oh my God. I don't remember that guy. I remember the fat dude out in where was that? Was that out in Delaram or not Delaram? Golistan? That area. I remember him, but I don't remember Mr. One Arm.
Yeah, no. So the mayor of Delaram like only had one arm, and he like lost it to the Taliban like a few years before, and apparently like he was like one of the like super good dudes, was like, you know, trying to organize against the fucking Taliban. Like that's why there was an AMP station in fucking Delaram, and like he was like trying to like even like crack down on like Chai boys and shit. Wasn't very successful with it, but tried to. And then Taliban cut his fucking arm off, and then it was towards the ass end of our deployment. Fucking the Taliban fucking showed up like in a car and like just fucking drive by his ass.
Wait a minute. No, it was around that time. I think I was still there for that. That was still in the beginning of the deployment, wasn't it?
I thought it was I remember it being towards the end, but I mean, like that was 10 fucking years ago. So I mean,
jeez, it might have been toward the end. I don't know. Toward the end, I was up in Golistan, so that place was a freaking nightmare and a mess.
yeah,
they had a Chai boy situation out there.
They had a Chai boy situation everywhere.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
My favorite part was like, hey, so are we going to do anything about this? If you want to get court-martialed, okay, all right.
Well, God, in the Bougie Boss Pass, we did make really good friends with one of the locals because he had two retarded kids. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. He had two kids with special needs.
Yeah.
And they would run out and play wherever. And he lived really close to one of the choke points where they would put IEDs for us.
Yeah.
And he was talking to us. He's like, okay, there's going to be a rock that I'm going to randomly move around my yard. But if it's by one of my like 3 trees or bushes or whatever, like if it's by one of those, when you guys drive through, there's an IED out here. I'm like, that's really freaking smart.
Yeah, I mean, because who's gonna notice a rock being moved around?
I don't know.
I mean, unless you're like supposed to be looking for it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's so many freaking rocks out there anyway.
Yeah, that was a really rocky area too. It was like up in the mountains and shit.
It was. We had 3 kings right below us, and we had a little LPOP up there. And I went out with mortars one night because there was a patrol coming up from Delaram to resupply us. And yeah, I went out on an LPOP with mortars. Freaking awesome night. Put out my claymore, hanging out. I had watch. I saw UFOs.
Tell me about that.
So I'm not the only, and I've done research on it, and I'm not the only one who saw it. There were at any point in time 3 to 5 lights out in the distance. Were not stars. Were too bright to be stars. Could not be aircraft because they didn't move like aircraft, but they would dart around the sky.
Yeah.
And they'd like spread out, come back together, and next thing you know, one of them would disappear, and then it'd be way over here and come back in. But the disappearing was only like a second. So it was like gone and then there. And people are like, well, it could have been flares. I'm like,
no. If you
no.
Exactly what the fucking flare is.
Yeah, you know what a flare is. And they stayed at relatively the same height. And they would always come back together in a little formation. But one of them would just dart off or disappear and appear somewhere else.
Yeah, and like a helicopter with the light on, like you know what a helicopter moves like.
But they never got closer or further away. The light never seemed to just kind of fade away. It was either like bright or gone, and then it was over there.
Was it just that one night you saw him, or?
That was the only night I saw him.
Interesting. Because that's like one of those things, like, what the fuck would they be doing out there? There's nothing out there. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we were hiding some shit, you know?
But why wouldn't they be out there?
Because there's nothing out there. Like, there's some fucking dirt farmers and some people from across the fucking planet shooting at them. And that's it.
Exactly. Who would miss them?
I mean,
and how are they going to tell the world about it?
But you would think that if they were going to be somewhere, to be for a reason besides just fucking off.
Yeah. I mean, they could have been, I don't know, maybe it was a space battle between a couple motherships or something. I don't know. They were coming down to get some human specimens, and another distant, I don't know, rival planet, I guess you could say, or solar system or universe shows up, and they dogfight it out right over Afghanistan.
Well, I mean, there is a theory that Earth is fucking the location of a proxy war between like two larger fucking, you know, I guess space fucking powers. And if you were going to kidnap people in like Afghanistan, it'd probably be the fucking place to do it. Like, if you just like livestock, like who the fuck's going to miss an Afghan?
Yeah, and it's not just Afghanistan. It's like any remote location.
Yeah.
You think about it. That's like prime grounds to take someone.
Yeah.
If you see a bunch of flashing lights and crazy shit happening, I don't know, I'm not going to go toward that area. I'm going to go land over here where nothing's happening and think about the equipment they have. If they have cameras or whatever, they can sense life forms. They're like, oh, there's a lot of action over here, but I can go over this way. Like moving halfway across our world for them is like a 2-minute trip versus what it takes for us if they can move galaxies away.
Yeah, no, I think I can get on board with this, but like, Yeah, no, like say like if you were to abduct like an Afghan, like in a war zone.
Yeah.
So, like, hey, fucking, God, I don't know, like Ahmed fucking like goes for a fucking walk night one night, doesn't come home. It's safe to assume either the Taliban or the Americans fucking killed him, or he just stepped on something and didn't come back right, or a fucking mountain lion got him. And then even if you did see it, like, who the fuck are you going to tell? You don't have a fucking phone.
Yeah. And but I mean, you think about it as well, and you go out and these Afghans out in the middle, like I saw people that thought I was Russian.
Yeah.
Like they still thought we were fighting the Russian. They were fighting the Russians. I'm like, no, I'm American. Well, look at the flag. Like,
yeah, no, we ran into a dude up in outside of Herat. There was some compound that nobody'd been to in a while, and this old fucking village elder comes on. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Fucking, how's Mother Russia? And we're like, what do you mean you haven't seen us in a while? I'm sorry, what? No, different war. He's like, oh,
my bad. Oh yeah, my bad. Well, so what do you want from me now?
Nothing, just shit out.
Yeah, what do you guys want? Nothing. We just want to say hi. How's it going?
You need water.
Yeah, do you need anything? Water, pen, candy?
Kalam.
Oh my god. I felt so bad on one of the patrols out in Golistan. We were messing around with some of the kids, hanging out, whatever. We were outside of one of the schools. And this kid had a nice little jacket. So I'm like, all right, hey kid, can I see your jacket? So a bunch of us start kind of putting it on, whatever. And I get it on and I start doing the fat guy in a little coat.
That kid went cold because of that, man.
Well, I got him a jacket. We did get him a jacket. Got him a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't too happy with me.
I'd imagine, man.
The command, that is.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but it was an accident, okay? Leave me be.
I don't know what to do.
No. Jesus.
Yeah, no, I had a buddy that convinced some Afghans that we were from the moon.
How?
He printed out a picture of Neil Armstrong on the moon with the American flag and said, And these dudes, like, I don't know, like they were acting a little too shocked to fake that. I don't know what drugs they were on that might have helped, lubricate that fucking situation, but it was. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Completely fucking immoral, but at the same time, fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my god. No, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything fun like that. We never got to. Freaking one of the Terps got me. One of the interpreters from Golistan. His name was Hamat. And he only had these two fingers on his hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, if you don't mind me asking, how'd that happen? We were in Vix. It was a stupid long trip. I was bored. Whatever. How'd it happen? And he goes, when I was younger, I talked back to my dad. So he laid my hand on a block and freaking chopped my fingers off. Like, huh.
Man,
what?
Your parents were bad. Shit.
What? I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear that. And he starts laughing, and I'm like, why are you laughing? He goes, oh no, I'm kidding. That's not what happened. You asshole. It's like I got bit by a spider, and there was such a bad infection in my hand, and I was young and I almost died, and they had to amputate, and I was awake the whole time when they were doing it. I'm like, oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's worse than the fucking dad. Well, maybe not worse than your dad chopping your fingers off, but it's
yeah,
still nonetheless, fucking, it's up there.
And I'm like, Jesus, dude, I'm glad to see you made it. You're an awesome guy. And he goes, no, I'm kidding. That's not how it happened. I was just born without my fingers. You fucking asshole.
Dick.
Shit. Had me feeling horrible for him. But I'm glad to see he had a dark sense of humor too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have to do that kind of shit.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was Hollywood though.
Yeah.
Fahim? Yeah, Fahim?
Yeah.
He's an awesome man. Still is.
Yeah.
Every now and again I pop in and say hi to him and he messages me back. He remembers me.
Nice. Fucking I follow him on we follow each other on Facebook. We haven't like done anything besides just like each other's photos ever. So
he's on Insta.
Yes, what I just said.
I thought you said Facebook.
No, Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we haven't done more than just like each other's fucking photos. So I mean,
yeah,
but like for those listening at home, that dude's fucking story was fucking kind of crazy. His name's Fahim Fazli. He has been in a bunch of fucking movies. Like he was one of the Afghan dudes in Iron Man, and then he was the main Afghan dude in that movie with Bill Murray that came out a couple years ago. But what happened is he was born in Afghanistan, and then when the Russians invaded, like he hung out for a little bit and then like bounced out and then like made it to America like hook or crook with his like dad and his brother. And fucking I don't remember what he did in the fucking 80s, but like he ended up fucking trying to be like a actor in Hollywood, and he's got pretty good for somebody who doesn't have, inside connections. And at some point he was like, all right, well, listen, I'm from Afghanistan. I really want to go back to Afghanistan, but there's this fucking war going on and I can't go home because the goddamn Taliban's doing all this shit. So how do I go back? Well, I speak fucking Pashtun. I speak fucking Dari. I speak English. There's a war going on. The military needs interpreters. So like this dude fucking like deploys this fucking Afghanistan to be a fucking interpreter, like out of fucking Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. And I think he spent so much time as an interpreter. I know he got some extra benefits for it too.
Oh, he had to have, because like he didn't just do our deployment. Like I don't know if you read the book, but he stayed over there for like 2 years. Like he started with us and then like looped over. And I think after a year he came back for like a couple months, just like, hey daughter, what's up? And then after that, he bounced.
Yep. Oh my god, his daughter's awesome too.
I haven't.
She's freaking talented too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But God, that guy, he was fun. Not as much fun as some of those A&A guys, though.
I didn't really work too terribly much with the A&A or the A&P besides just fucking patrolling. And for those reasons, I disdain them. But
yeah, we had them on a few. They were really handy to have when you were on like multiple day missions.
Yeah.
Because they can find the food.
Yeah.
They absolutely hate MREs. Because who likes MREs? Honestly, who likes MREs?
People that were in the 80s or 90s that come to visit you, and then like you sneak one to them and they only love them because like, oh my God, these aren't fucking sea rats. Holy shit, food got better, which is like disturbing because it's like, oh shit, it was worse than this.
Yeah. I mean, there was also the 5 Fingers of Death, which was one of the original MREs. The hot dog MRE.
I don't think I ever got the hot dog MRE.
I got it once. And I probably shouldn't have eaten it because it was that old.
I always loved it when every once in a while, like you'd get moldy wheat snack bread. And it's like, how the fuck did you let this thing sit so long that it molded inside of this thing?
Mm-hmm.
And then like you go read the side of the box and it's like, oh, this expires like 3 years before you fucking joined. And it's like, oh, you got it.
Yeah, still digging through those ones from Vietnam.
Yeah.
But no, they would always like, they'd ask if we could go to like a specific village or something like that. And we're like, okay. And they'd come out and they'd have just shitloads of food. We're like, what? How do we get this? but we'd usually give them money for it.
Yeah, that
They
tends
go
to work.
find it. Yeah. I swear we were getting ripped off though.
Yeah, probably, but no at the same time. So, like, that big fucking plate of rice for them would cost 50 cents, but they charge you $20 for it. But at the same time, that big plate of rice in America will be $75. So you're getting ripped off by their standards, but not really by yours.
Yeah, true. But I mean, paying 50 cents for that big thing of rice would have been really nice.
Yeah.
Just like I was paying $5 for a carton of cigarettes out there.
Yeah, but they were Pines or 7 Stars, and you were getting ripped off on your end. It's like those were worth paying money to not smoke.
I kind of want to try and find those
Well, they
online.
all over Asia, I'm sure you can find them somewhere.
Like, can they ship them here?
Yes, you just have to find an American distributor. And then you may or may not have to send an email to the website with like a picture of your ID to prove that you're 18.
I was gonna say I had to like email someone to like, I don't know, to approve them coming over. I'm like, that's not enough.
No.
Not
Same
worth
with buying cigars online. Like some of them, like you can go and buy them, and then some of them are like, "Hey, listen, if you want this, we have to make sure we're not selling to minors." So, which I mean, good on them for that, I guess.
Yeah. Some 14-year-old kid walking around with a Cuban cigar in his mouth.
Yeah,
would have been me.
Yeah, I mean, because boss move. But no, I think it's fucking hilarious because like Cubans, the only reason Americans like Cuban cigars is because you can't get them. Because I'm sure you've had them out of country. They're not that good.
Mm-mm.
It's like why are people so obsessed with these? Like because it's supply and demand, can't get them. That's why you want them. That forbidden fruit, Fidel Castro's little wacky tobacco.
Yeah. However, Lucky Strikes in Afghanistan taste better.
I don't think I ever had any Lucky Strikes in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, you did.
My first pump, I was smoking Chesterfields that I got off the fucking Danish, and then the second pump I had just whatever was around.
I gave you Lucky Strikes.
Oh well.
Wow. You remember me throwing a fucking ruler at you?
Because I still have a ruler. I don't have that pack of cigarettes, man.
You don't remember. I gave you a pack of Lucky Strikes because I had my dad send them to me.
No, but thank you. Dude, I still use that ruler to make lines on my art fucking projects, which, by the way, you're fucking welcome for being a part of history. Hopefully something that your ruler has touched will be worth $1 million one day.
Wait, that was my ruler?
Yes.
That ruler's touched my dick.
Well, fucking even better. Your dick has touched something that's touched my art.
Wait,
you've mushroom stamped.
How much artwork have you sold with that ruler touching it?
I don't know, like less than $30,000 worth of it.
But I mean,
there's at least 10 to 20 grand worth of fucking art out there that has touched something that has touched your dick. You're welcome. You're famous, or your dick's famous, or something your dick's touched is famous.
You put a disclaimer on your artwork.
Bragging rights, man. Fucking you tell chicks at bars that.
Put a disclaimer on your artwork. This may have touched Ski's dick. This may have traces of Ski's dick on it.
Well, wait. So if I put my dick on it, does that make us Eskimo brothers?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but you're going to be like 10 grand worth of artwork behind. Wait, no, but your hands touched it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, but we got to be Eskimo brothers. Jazz hands.
I wonder where that term came from.
Eskimo brothers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, need to Google that because I'm interested in like what is it? Entomology is bugs. Etymology is fucking words.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to figure out where words came from.
Mm-hmm.
Phrases are a little bit harder because they usually enter the vernacular fucking 20 to 100 years before somebody decides to like write it down.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, yeet isn't in the dictionary yet, but it will be one day.
It will be. They just updated. Didn't they just update like a couple years ago?
Yeah, but yeet's like 5 years old at max.
Yeah. There's a long process that a word has to go through to be able to get put into the dictionary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like YOLO and swagger in it, and nobody says that shit anymore except for like me because I thought it was funny to make fun of people, and then the people that actually said it stopped saying it, and I was like, nah, dude, swag's in the fucking vernacular now. Sorry, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I still use it to make fun of people.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, YOLO, right?
Yeah, why not?
Oh my god, that was one of my favorite. Or bruh. And now it just kind of stuck around.
Well, I mean, because what like YOLO applies unless you're what James Bond, Gandalf, or Jesus,
or cat,
or cat. Yoln doesn't sound good though.
Yeah, Yoln, no. YOLO sounds still horrible, but
yeah, but I mean, like you can almost use it like you use Kobe, like YOLO.
Yeah, but you can't use Kobe anymore.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's a different meaning now.
Yeah, no, it means getting yeeted.
Yeah,
but before it just has more meaning behind it now.
Yeah, but it can't be a good kind of yeet. It has to be like a fiery death kind of ending yeet.
So 2 years ago, you could yeet a hand grenade, and now you can still yeet a hand grenade.
Yeah, but you can't. Now you can Kobe a hand grenade.
Yeah, that's very
like successfully Kobe a hand grenade. You couldn't before. His basketballs never blew up before.
Well, I mean, that's for lack of trying.
True.
Somebody just didn't apply themselves to it.
Yeah. God, speaking of basketball players, the only thing I have in my head right now is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from Airplane.
I have not seen that movie in forever. Like the only thing I really remember is like a couple of lines in that one scene where the pilot is just like profusely fucking sweating.
Mm-hmm. God, they let kids come up to the cockpit or whatever, and one of the kids recognizes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's like, because he's like a navigator or something, and they're like, "You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar." He's like, "No, I ain't." And the kid proceeds to like rip him to shreds, talking about how he's a horrible basketball player when it comes to the playoffs because his dad says you don't apply yourself to the whole game, and he finally like breaks. He's like, "Do you know how hard it is to play 4 quarters of basketball? It gets tiring, man."
They don't make funny movies like that anymore. Like
no, like think if one of my favorite movies, Blazing Saddles, were to come out in the theaters.
Oh no, you'd be driven out of the fucking country if you made that movie now.
But it is amazing. Like, when did everything become so soft?
When Mel Brooks stopped making movies.
I think he got forced to stop making movies.
Well, I mean, the dude's like 112,000 years old. Like, he might have just got old and tired of making movies. Like, that dude was in World War II, right? He was an engineer in World War II, by the way. And what he would do was they'd be out on the fucking front line doing shit. And since he spoke fluent German, he would like yell out orders in German. And then like the German troops would like get up to go do shit. And then like machine gunners would be like, "Oh, hey, there they are."
Oh my God. If only he could like, if only he could have made him like get online and then just like one bullet through them all.
one of my favorite fucking things about Blazing Saddles was like when they were having like the bad guy tryouts or like the bad guy or like the douchebag signups or whatever. It was like, all right, so renegade outlaws, other renegade outlaws, some like evil like Mexican renegade outlaws, KKK, some Nazi dudes, and it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck are they doing in the Old West?
Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
and you understand that it doesn't make sense and it's beautiful, but they are also like legitimate outlaws.
Yeah.
But that's not funny anymore because you focus on what that person is and who they, what they did, who they did even sometimes, but rather than how it doesn't fit into the situation, but it kind of does in the same time. And that clash is why it's funny.
Well, that and like, even if something hints at being offensive, like the mere presence of Klansmen or Nazis, like that they're here, so this is offensive, and I don't like it. So, no. Like, I got a lot of hate on one of my fucking videos on fucking TikTok because it was like I was talking about like, hey, fucking, what do you do if you see a demon? You tell it you're gonna rip its arms off, shove it down its throat, and then rape it to death, and then the devil will fuck off if you tell him that. And it was like, how dare you make jokes about raping Satan? I mean, it's the devil. How the fuck else are you gonna make him go away? I don't fucking know.
Except I put up a TikTok about using an audio by Stephen Lynch, the singing comedian. Have you heard his song Beatles? Yes, that one. And I used, and the phrase in there was killing the unborn.
Yeah.
Yet nobody got upset with that. But then again, I was also making a sailor reference to swallowing semen. But
one of the other things that, like, I don't want to say bothers me, but I find interesting is, I had one video up and someone's like, what is that mask up in the fucking background? So I did a video about masks and I'm showing them off. And it's like, there's a lot of people like, man, those masks are giving off bad energy, man. That's fucking creepy. It's like, you're not going to ask why it's on a fucking mannequin wearing my clothes? Like, but you think the mask is creepy. I just don't understand fucking people's thought processes, man.
Yep. Nope. I do not get it either.
But
whatever. God, I haven't had. Yeah, or I've had a few people who see like one video of mine, not following nothing, and they're like, "Oh my God, I think it's sick that you have this as your whole entire personality." I'm like, you got that from one video? Man, you're really good.
Dude, they should be a fucking detective.
I know. They should be. But screw it. Chew them out. I don't know. Or just go back to sleep.
Yeah. Although comments are fucking great for fucking content, so.
They are. I've come to find that out. I was so I had a comment, and it was talking about don't Google what veterans or military members think of porn. Apparently, I don't know why. I'm not going to Google it, but I brought up the whole Gallagher situation. Like, made a video about that and how he categorizes porn. But I also am hoping another story stems from it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the fun thing to do, to try and there are people out there who do it well, and they basically, I hate to say it, but groom their comment section.
Well, I mean, if that's what they got to do for followers, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah, not necessarily. They bait them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm trying to do that to get people to ask me about books and shit. But that's like from a marketing fucking perspective, you know?
Yeah, but the books are freaking awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I hate to say I've only read the one,
Well, you know, it happens.
but that's because I want the war chest.
Oh, I mean,
I know. I'm getting there. I can't just drop $200.
yeah, now I got you on that.
Kids.
But, like, fucking, I find though that like if in videos that I say don't go do this, like if you want to read it, the Kindle app's free. The fucking books are like $2, and like once every 3 months I do a fucking promotion where like you can just download the ebook for free. People won't download the ebook; they'll just go buy the actual fucking book. And I don't know how that fucking psychology works. Maybe they're like, this guy's telling me I can get it for free. Well, fuck you. I'm gonna go buy it. But I'm like, all right. I mean, if that works.
So you see that they don't download it at all.
Yeah, no, I gotta I get reports about that shit.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Like it doesn't tell me like who buys it or like where it goes or anything. Like the most I get's like a state, and then if they bought the ebook or the fucking hard copy, or if like a store or a library bought it, because there's like a different category for that shit.
Yeah, I should. Since I yanked my daughter's iPad back. Well, it wasn't really her. It was ours. She was using it. She got kids. I tell you what. That's why I wear a hat most of the time. I'm going gray. No, I'm not. But they make me want to.
Oh, speaking of that, I stole your hat.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing this one, you asshole.
It's mine now.
But I don't know if you remember this one. This is the one that I would wear in the back of the MREPs all the freaking time. And it was also one of the ones that you took a picture of me with.
Yeah,
the station.
Pretty sure I got a picture of that.
This hat's cursed.
How? Okay.
Anytime we took it out on a patrol with us and I was wearing it in a vehicle, we would hit an IED.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that's just like coincidence at all? I mean, there was a decent amount of fucking IEDs out there.
I don't know. We engineers are really superstitious about things. There's I don't know.
Well, military people are superstitious as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna walk these socks because I don't want my feet to get blown off.
And being a baseball player, it's even worse. Like a baseball player before joining the military, it was even worse because baseball players are extremely freaking superstitious. And we all had it, you'd go up to the plate, you had to do your certain thing before you got ready. And if you didn't do it right, it wasn't going to be a good swing. You blame it on that.
Yeah.
Same with us. Like I would pull out my metal detector and I would do the same thing every single time. And, get the certain pitch off my boot that I wanted to hear. And okay, now we're ready to go. But if you didn't do it right, the metal detector isn't going to work right.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of shit like that. I have a really good buddy. The guy that Doc is based off of my books, and the reason that they get blown up so much is because when I told Doc, "Hey, I'm writing a book. I'm using you as a character," he goes, "Well, don't blow me up because I hate getting blown up." And I was like, "Got it." But, that dude used to wake up every day going, "Well, today's the day I die," and then every day he didn't wake up, and the first thing out of his mouth wasn't today's the day I die, or like today's a good day to die.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Jeez.
Yeah. Although like he had some fucked up shit going on. Like there was twice where he got out of an explosion, or his truck got fucking hit, and he walked away without a scratch, and everybody else got fucking like hamburgered. And then there was a third time where he dislocated his shoulder, and everybody else got hamburgered. And it's like the person that your leg was literally touching, there's nothing left of. Like, how the fuck did you walk out of that?
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, Were you guys using Humvees?
We were on my first pump.
And that's where he was with.
He
Where that's where he
was
came from.
so he was in long. He joined before me. He got to his first pump. He got to Haditha a week after the massacre. So they had fun.
Nice.
Yeah, and not fun in a good way.
Yeah. Was that from your first? Was he on your first pump with you?
No.
No. Oh.
No. We were fucking. So we were both at a division.
Okay.
And we were like in and out, but for whatever reason, we had the same deployment schedule. So we're always on deployment at the same time, but not together.
Oh, got it.
But we were always like, one or two fucking rooms apart. So it was like, oh, hey, dude, fucking haven't seen you in a year. What's been going on? He's like, oh, I've been in Iraq. Interesting coincidence. I've been in Afghanistan. How long have you been back? 3 days. Holy fucking shit. You want to go to the Purple Church to see some titties? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Yes, I want to go to the Purple Church to see some titties.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of like the Driftwood or the Cave for us on the East Coast. The Cave.
Yeah, but this place, the reason it was called the Purple Church, its name was the main attraction, but the building was purple, and military got in for free on Sundays, and there was a full fucking breakfast bar, and you would pay for breakfast with your entrance fee, but since you're military and got in for free, everybody just goes to the fucking Purple Church on Sunday for free breakfast and titties.
Why not?
Yeah. They also would let you fucking like go in fucking a t-shirt and sweatpants. So it was like, all right, let me get a lap dance and sweatpants real quick. And it was mostly motor T guys' wives. I don't know why that was, but like, I mean, I'm not complaining.
Motor.
I don't know why, but there was a disproportionate amount of them that were motor T guys' wives. And like, we'd smoke afterwards and like, hey, what's up? Fucking, where are you from? Oh yeah, my husband's a motor T. I'm like, it's like the third time I've heard of that. That's cool. Fucking, so like, if you don't mind me asking, but before like I'd get that question, and oh yeah, no, I used to work at Driftwood. We got married fucking while he was in Lejeune, and then we fucking came out here, and hey, it's my job. So I mean, whatever. He's like, well, not to be a dick, just asking, but like, he's cool. That is like, I mean, I was a stripper when he met me. Fair enough. All right, cool. So the etiquette's not buying a drink here, but I'm gonna tip you 20 extra bucks. All right, thank you. All right, well, you have a good night.
Yep. Yeah. No. Oh my God. How many times? Oh my God. And the Driftwood was not a good place to go. They had some of the nastiest. Yeah, their B team was more like a D team.
Fun.
One of my buddies who still lives in Minnesota. We went out one night for his birthday, and he hadn't seen his mom in like 10 years.
Yeah.
And he was wasted off his ass. He's 22 at the time. He was sneaking me drinks, whatever. And guy was about to black out, but sitting at the front of the stage, and the stripper's ass in his face. And she turns around, and he looks up at her. He goes, "Mom?"
That's beautiful.
And she had to have been, she looked younger, but you could kind of peg that she might have been a crack addicted 40-some-year-old who just ate really well.
But did he get a lap dance?
No, he got slapped across the face.
Why?
She was not his mom.
Oh, even better. So then did you get a lap dance?
No, I did not get a lap dance. But we got thrown outside by the bouncer, of course. And she had come out later because we were still hanging around waiting for a taxi because I'm not going to freaking drive on base, whatever. And she comes out screaming. And I'm like, hold on, wait. Like, because he and I have talked about this before, and I've seen pictures of his mom. I'm like, you look just like his mom. like, but 10 years ago. And that's the last time he saw her or has a picture of her from. Like, so, yeah. Sorry, but he kind of meant that, but not in a bad way.
So when I after I EAS, I was driving across country, and I was at this place called actually let me tell you the whole story, because there's some build up that goes this. So I get into fucking Houston, and I'm there for like, I think I end up spending like 2 or 3 weeks there, but I'm there for like 2 or 3 days, and then like my severance package hits, which wasn't a whole lot, but giving my socioeconomic status, like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be a millionaire for the next fucking like. I'm gonna act like a fucking millionaire for the next fucking 3 weeks. So fuck it. So I go meet my buddy Jack, who I went on my first deployment with, and I hadn't seen this guy in years because last time I saw him we were still in, and he got out after his first fucking enlistment. And we go to this fucking what is it? Goddamn tequila. We go to this fucking tequila bar, and I'm like just throwing money around, like fucking like, hey, listen, do you guys have oysters on the half shell? And they're like, no. I'm like, here's $50. Can you get them for me? And they're like, well, I mean, that might not cover it. Okay, here's $50 more. Get me some fucking oysters. All right, see you in a little bit, And he was supposed to go see a fucking movie with his fucking girlfriend that night. And he texts her like, hey, sorry, my buddy just got into town. We can't go see that movie. However, if you want to come hang out with us, like he's saying that like he'll buy us all fucking tattoos. So we still have date night, and then he doesn't hear back from her. So we fucking keep drinking, get a little bit fucked up. And then we go out into the parking lot. When we leave, his fucking girlfriend's out there. And Jack's like, 6'2", fucking, not like super ripped, but like in good enough shape to like be 250 pounds at 6'3",
Yeah.
Like this much of a beer gut, and the rest of it's just fucking like back muscles and fucking biceps and shit. And she just lights him the fuck up, right? And he's like standing there like, okay, all right, yeah, got it. And then she starts like punching him in the face. And then he's like, stop hitting me. Oh, by the way, she's like 4'10", like tiny little fucking thing. Like 4'10" and like 70 fucking pounds. Like, I don't know how the fuck they got together, but whatever. But anyway.
Isn't that legally midget?
I don't know. But anyway, fucking she's like hopping up to like punch him in the face, right? And like the first like 20 seconds of this, he like takes it, just like, fine, stop hitting me. And then it goes straight from that to like grabs her by the neck and like picks her up off the ground. And then I'm like, god damn it. So like I jump on Jack and like start choking him out, because like I get she hit you first, but like and we all three hit the ground. She gets up and fucking bolts. And then Jack like wakes up and he's like, what happened? It's like, you were choking out fucking your girlfriend, so I choked you out. And he goes, oh, thanks, man. That was a dick move of me to do. I'm like, yeah, no, it kind of was. And he's like, yeah, all right, well, we need to. And then like out of the fucking other side of the parking lot, like cop cars, right? And we're like, okay, we need to fucking leave. So we go into this other bar on the other side of the thing, and the cops are like coming after us. So like, we go out back behind the kitchen in the fucking alley, and then like go into like one of the other bars. And then like kind of like peek out. The cops are like going like next to whatever, like, establishment to establishment, like strip mall bars and shit. So when they go into the next one, we like run outside real quick. I took a selfie with the cop car. If you ever see that selfie of me in a cop car, that's where the story's from. And then we fucking bounce. We go to another bar, get fucked up. No real incident besides a lot of drinking.
Yeah.
And then after that, we go to this place called Colorado's in Houston, Texas, right? And I'm like, all right, so I'm going to push the fucking limits of what's fucking legal. I'm going to have all the titties and asses in my face. So I go straight to the ATM. I pull out 500 fucking bucks. I go up to the stage and sit down fucking front row, right? And then like the one chick's like getting off, and the next chick comes out like from behind the curtain, and she looks like Wendy, like from Wendy's, right? Like, redhead, fucking like pigtails, like freckles, and all the boobies and shit. She takes 2 steps, and from 10 feet away, I hit this woman in the chest with projectile fucking vomit. Because I've been drinking and running from cops all night, right? And anyway, like, it's like tsunami bukkake of vomit all on her boob. And then she like can't even scream. She's just so fucking mortified. And I'm like, oh my God. And I see like fucking security start walking towards me. So I put $500 down on the fucking thing. I go, I'm sorry, ma'am, for the inconvenience. I must be leaving now. And then I don't remember like the next week after that. But
oh my God. Oh. Tsunami bukkake vomit. What the
dude, I just wanted to see some fucking titties. But I had to go and ruin the night.
Yeah, you did. I mean, why Question.
Answer.
Why is it when a man pukes on a woman, it's disgusting, like when it's in a sexual environment, but when a woman pukes on a man, we feel good about ourselves?
Be mommy issues.
Okay.
I'm not sure what point B and I don't know what 2 through 4 are, but 1 is mommy issues and 5 is getting vomited on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like chicks who like anal and their dad's not liking them. I don't know what 2, 3, and 4 are, but that's the lineup.
Yeah.
What I don't get is people that like getting pissed in the mouth. Yeah, don't know what that like there's enough porno of it to like somebody has to enjoy this or they wouldn't make this much of it.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't. God. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna read some Jung and Freud tonight, huh?
Hello, I'm back.
Yes. Welcome back, Nick. How are you tonight? Welcome to another episode of Tripp Smokepit. Tonight we have my buddy Nick on. We're in Afghanistan together.
Again. Jesus. God, what else? God.
Dude, yeah, no, like I wish to God that TikTok's community standards were as low as Instagram's were, because I would say so much more fucking disgusting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And get away with it, but
I try to toe the line and push the line a little bit on TikTok, because why not?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It sucks because when you do get violation of community guidelines, you are likely to get shadow banned after.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nah, we're good.
Didn't land on the ruler, did it?
No. Although, how long does shadow banning work? How long does shadow banning last on TikTok? Because like on no social media platform, it's like forever, but like it can be a substantial amount of time.
It could be, I don't know, a day, a couple days, a week, a month.
Yeah.
Indefinitely. But I mean, again, you can always come out of it. You can force yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Use your following to force your videos out and
like play the game with like using fucking audio that's like popular at the fucking time, or like, hey, listen, if you're following this or if you're seeing that, me in shadow ban, so make sure to like and comment just to like help me out of the fucking rut. Which I will say that like fucking followers on TikTok are a little bit more rabid than other social media platforms, and both in a good and in a bad way. Like the bad way is the obvious, but the good way is like, dude, I like you. I'm liking and commenting just so your videos pop up. I have nothing valuable to say. I just want to see more of your videos. That's all I'm commenting for.
Yep. And you'll see a lot of people like randomly like see a video that starts popping off for you. They're like, and they'll just comment like FYP, or they'll comment like God, yeah, for the algorithm or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, awesome, cool, thanks, man. I appreciate the help.
Yeah.
Even if they don't follow you, like, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I have this thing where like anybody that I'm following or following or friends with or whatever, like even if I don't watch the whole video, or it's like, yeah, this video's boring as fuck, I'm gonna like it anyway before I move on.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird because I was on TikTok for quite a while before I ever stepped out into like the creator light. And it was kind of weird at how I did it. But I also took a long break from it because I don't know. I was sick and tired of trying to compete and grind for that 1K with people who are shaking their ass and getting like 500,000 likes for shaking their ass. I'm like, this is dumb. But then I saw more and more people, like my For You page was less and less of that and more of things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. So I got back into it and all of a sudden randomly freaking blew up. But I don't even know where I was going with this. Oh no. So to be a viewer at first and understanding like how to get people's videos, how to help out people's videos and kind of looking at it from that aspect of what I like to see. It kind of helps me push out content at some point in time. A lot of the videos I do are just like stupid, whatever, I don't care videos because I think they're funny. And
yeah, but people still fucking like them, so it helps out your fucking metric.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just haven't had creative juices flowing either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with that though, you can always play off fucking comments because, like,
oh god, yeah.
One of the things I do is if I want to make a new video, but I don't have anything to make a new video about, I go back like 2 or 3 days. And then just like click on the video from like 2 or 3 days ago and just like go through the comments and just scroll back towards the fucking future to find something.
Yeah. And I also got a chance to see a few other and talk with some other creators and how they do things and, just kind of watch how they interact with, their followers. I'm like, huh, that's interesting. I kind of like that. I kind of don't like that you do that. And just piece things together from all of it. But I just have to get better at interacting with comments.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you have to have like a little bit of a fucking, I guess, your own spin you want to put on it. But like, then again, like I've only been on TikTok for like fucking 2 months, so like I'm still fucking trying to figure this shit out. So
yeah, 2 months with what, 25K now?
Yes.
Or did you roll over to 26 yet?
25.8.
Still at 25.8. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I was at 22 this morning. So, I mean,
yeah, and you were at like 18K this weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck happened. Like, dude, I was at like 1,000 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure what video blew that up, but I mean, I'm not complaining. Like, I do think that fucking TikTok's algorithm is fucking better for that shit. Vice, Facebook or fucking Instagram, to where like, and what pisses me off about Instagram is like that's where I tried to drive my shit because like I had the most interaction there, and while I had Facebook followers, they were likers and commenters, not sharers or like super passionate about it. And while my Instagram following is small, like I just hit 3,000 and I've been on it for fucking 6 years. Yeah, my followers on Instagram are very stabby, and they're like, "Hey, you know this guy? Have you seen his books? I don't know if you have or not, but this book's on Instagram, and I have a knife. Do you want to do the math on whether or not you should fucking read it?" And it's like, well, I really appreciate that. However, since I have a creator account on it, like I can look and see, not who has done what, but what has been done. So it's like, oh, look, this video or this post, 300 people have shared it. and I've gone down 20 fucking followers this week. I'm not sure what's going on, but like people on Instagram just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, in a bad way. People on TikTok don't give a shit in a good way.
Yeah.
And another fucking way I like to use that analogy the most is in the military, no one gives a shit in a bad way. In the civilian world, no one gives a shit in a really good way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the other thing that I've come to actually enjoy about TikTok is like your followers want to see
You
and more of you and what you're good at and kind of what they've followed you for in the first place.
Yeah.
Which for me is onesies in the band crayon or sticking up for people.
Yeah.
And shit. But I mean, I've done a lot of original military comedy as well. Some of it has done well, some of it hasn't. But
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of stick to my engineer roots, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, no, see, I don't like that though. And I don't know it off the top of my head, so I'm gonna Google it real quick. Hold on. Because I think it's important. But the jack of all trades thing is always taking out of context because people say jack of all trades, master of none. It's like, oh, well, cool, you're not good at anything. But the full quote is jack of all trades, master of none, though often better than master of one.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I might only be mediocre at a lot of things while some people are amazing at one thing, but if I'm mediocre at fucking 30 things and you can only do one thing really well, like you're not very diversified, like the fuck are you good for, you know?
Mm-hmm. And that's what the engineers would pride themselves on, and why we would say jack of all trades, master of none. And I mean, we thought it was a really good thing because we didn't just master that one. We can do everything. We've done so much with so little for so long that we can do anything with nothing except weld the crack of dawn and put wheels on a miscarriage. That was one of the slogans.
Put wheels on a miscarriage. That's fucking hilarious.
It's something we would say.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But again, comedy that you can't say because you can't. People focus on that one word, miscarriage, not putting wheels on the miscarriage, the carriage, the play on words, and how both of them don't actually make sense together. But fuck it. But fuck it.
Shuck it in the fuck it bucket.
Yeah. The shocker don't rocker than Spocker.
Yeah, dude, fucking. Although I also always liked more fucked up than a football bat because I can't imagine what the fuck a football bat would look like. You know, like I have some ideas, and it kind of seems like like that stick they use in cricket, maybe because it's wide and can hit the whole football. I don't know.
No. Okay, we're gonna go on this. We're going to go on this trip with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Football. What is a football?
It's like this slightly egg-shaped...
No. No, that's American football. What is a football?
Oh, it's something you kick with your feet.
It's a soccer ball, right?
No, because if it's something... No. If we want to use that, then also...
it's kickball.
Is also a football.
In American language, it would be a soccer ball, right? It would be a ball that you kick with your feet.
Like a kickball.
What is something that looks like a foot, but you could also use as a bat?
Well, looks like a hockey.
A prosthetic leg.
Oh, or that.
That's a football bat.
So a football bat would be a prosthetic. Oh.
Yep.
Oh man, there's. God, I had something in my head, and it only half works because the guy's not missing a leg. But do you follow Bobby Heinlein?
Yes.
Like that dude is the fucking god of playing the fucking hand you're dealt. Not hand, but hand. Also, Bobby, if you ever send this dude, fucking nothing but love, man. You're fucking great. But yeah. And for those of you watching at home that don't know, this dude got like really fucked up in I think Iraq. Like he's missing a lot of skin. His like eyes don't close because he doesn't have eyelids anymore. He's missing a hand. But he'll go do shit where like he's standing out in front of a sign where it's like, you know, fucking like use both hands for whatever, and he just like, you know, puts his nub up and goes, oh, well, I guess this is for me. And then it's like, dude, you can't be making jokes about that. But but it's you, so you can be making jokes about this.
He's actually a comedian.
Yeah, no, he's been on like TV and shit.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely hilarious. But the thing is, people who have lost, like in the military, who've lost limbs or are still alive, like I don't know. There's some sort of there's a different side of dark humor that comes out in them that I absolutely love. A buddy of mine, we'll call him Craig. He lost one of his legs when we were over there. He was up in Nowzad, and
that would be the place to do it. That or singing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He had the opportunity to keep his leg and walk with immense pain for the rest of his life, and probably like have to use a cane or whatever. Like you can keep your leg, and you're gonna hate the rest of your life, or we can just chop it off, and you'll be a lot better off.
Yeah.
It was so mangled. I had to go through all of his shit before he left.
That always sucks.
Yeah. And you know, all the shit that was cut off of him too was in there. So yeah, that was great to do. Had a lot of I mean, I didn't have anybody that close to me like he was, like anybody with my exact platoon that was killed when we were over there.
Yeah.
We had infantrymen, but again, I mean, we were just attached to them. So as much as they were my, you know, brother or sister, I didn't, and it seemed like I'd known them forever. I only knew them for a few months, you know?
Yeah, and that's a weird fucking, we'll go into that later.
Yeah, we'll get there. But we got back from our deployment, and a few of us walked up there and we looked at them and pretty much all had the same question and asked it at about the same time. And we're like, so when you buy shoes now, Craig, do you get them half off? And he chuckled at it for a second. He goes, you guys are assholes because I actually have to pay more for shoes now. Like, oh. He goes, but the military and the VA cover it because it actually has to be fitted to my prosthetic and they fuck me up anyway. So it's kind of cheaper too. I'm like, okay. He goes, but I have to pay the same price you do for shoes. All right. Got it. The other time that I've talked with someone who was missing arms and legs, my buddy JB, and he lost both of his legs and half of his right arm. And yeah, he had as horrible as it is to say, and it, you know, if anybody from the freaking platoon is watching this later, I don't know, we'll see. He had the better end of the deal because the person that went and called, you know, swept the area for the CASEVAC to come in, found an IED as well, but didn't make it out. So, yeah, I don't know. Either way you look at it, but
no, we had a guy. I wasn't deployed with him, but he was in my combat camera fucking platoon, and the engineers fucking like found this fucking building, right? And inside of it was a bunch of fucking like old fucking tank rounds, like rigged to fucking blow. And they pulled the fucking detonator out. But after they pulled the detonator out, they're like, hey, listen, we want you to take pictures of all this shit before we, you know, blow it so we know what they're doing. You know, like to give the fucking no shit, right?
Yeah.
So he goes in and he fucking takes a knee, and there's a fucking secondary fucking thing. Dude lost both his legs, one of his arms. He kept his thumb and his trigger finger. That fucking all of it fucking out because they fucking did a second thing. Although, like, the dude's kind of got like an inspiration story because like he's like a match grade fucking shooter now. Like he's got like a prosthetic arm that like is just like a hook to like put a fucking rifle in, and you only need this to fucking shoot. So like the dude's like a competition fucking shooter now. So
I mean, if you don't, I mean, thinking about it, well, you don't really need. You have nothing else to like pull the rifle with.
Yeah.
Like no other
Yep.
appendages, nothing. Like that is the
shoulder
perfect resting position. Like you're in it. You are in like the most stable position you could possibly get in.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
I mean, it's tough because like that's like that sucks in the fucking first place.
Mm-hmm.
B, that's to my knowledge the only time I've heard of them having like two fucking separate detonation devices. You know. I mean, I know it happens, but like that, I know somebody personally that was there for. You know.
We found secondaries quite. We found. I would say it was probably a quarter of the time we would find a secondary.
Yeah.
But no, they were. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Up in Nowzat, it was really, really common to find secondaries. And secondaries were usually so you walk in and they'd put like an IED right there, and then just to the right, they'd put another one.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't a secondary IED. It was same bomb, different.
Yeah. Yep. Secondary pressure plate. Yeah. They would. No, they wouldn't really do that. They do a lot of weird things with offsets, but a lot of it came down to what we were using. If they saw we were using a lot of mine rollers,
so they put the pressure plate way before the fucking bomb.
Yep. So they'd put the pressure plate in line with the bomb on the road, but like way in front of it.
Yeah. Which by the way, like both ends of that, extremely ingenuitous. We run over shit and it blows up. Put wheels 20 feet in front of the fucking truck. And then like, okay, so they're doing that. So the mine roller gets blown up, but the truck's good. Put the pressure plate up here and the bomb back here.
Yeah.
Fucking MacGyver.
But
like for as much nasty shit as we can say about the Taliban, you can't really call them stupid. No. Technically and proficient, absolutely. Stupid, no.
Yeah, and they always seem to be able to get it, like pretty much right underneath the right underneath the engine block.
Yeah.
It was amazing. You know, and then they'd see we'd take the mine rollers off, and they're like, okay, well, you know, IED here and pressure plate up and to the left or up and to the right, you know, either one.
Which another thing with that was with MRAPs and like MATVs and to some extent later 7 tons, that like V-shaped piece of fucking metal they put at the bottom to make the blast go out.
Which was
actually
developed in Africa.
I could see that. Because like my first pump, we were rolling around in fucking Humvees, and I'm sure you've seen a Humvee get fucking schwacked. It's not a good fucking time.
Yeah, it takes 40 pounds of HME to completely destroy the Humvee and everybody inside of it.
Yeah, like fucking, there was a couple of fucking trucks, my fucking first pump, where the biggest thing left over was a rifle butt. Not the fucking tire or the fucking engine block, a fucking rifle butt.
Yep. So the deployment you went on with us, we actually made it, like, we pushed it all the way up to the RCT that we may have had a master sergeant who was really good friends with our staff sergeant.
Yeah.
Or master guns, pardon me, master guns. But he pushed it up as well, that you could not use Humvees outside the wire unless it was cleared by RCT.
Yeah, I remember that coming into effect like halfway through that deployment.
Mm-hmm. We pushed for that.
Which was a good fucking thing because, like, like I also have seen plenty of fucking Humvees where like the wheel gets fucking blown off, or like just the fucking turret gunner gets fucking ejected, and it was like a mobility kill. But like, there's also been plenty of like, so a Humvee is pretty much just like rolling shrapnel.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, but then they started realizing that it was going to take more. They're not going to be able to, kill everybody in the Humvee or the MREP.
Yeah.
Which is what we were using. And we were using them more consistently before we even, let the Humvees go out or stopped Humvees from going out. But the MREPs were so hard to freaking fix because you didn't have parts for them, right?
Yeah.
Or you had to wait on them. So that was another big thing that they started pushing out was more parts to fix them. And swapping out trucks a lot more often. But it's like, so they started switching to, okay, we have to use more HME. And you get that thing to fucking flip. And now they're stuck out there waiting for something to come and flip this thing back over to haul it away. Because we don't just leave our gear out there.
Yeah.
And they play the waiting game until we get fucking complacent and they attack.
Yeah. Which, again, you might be able to call them tactically proficient, but they're not stupid.
No, they are not freaking stupid. And the development of the IED from when we got there, like what we had seen in the area, was mainly crush boxes, which were those 2x4s of the plywood. Yeah. And it was all lamp cord, 9-volt battery, HME.
Hard to get with the fucking metal detector because it's that much fucking metal.
Well, the lamp cord and everything like that was actually, depending on what it was okay for us to pick up. We could pick up nails and things like that that they would use for the pressure plates. But 9 times out of 10, we would pick up the battery source, or we would see the IED in the road. Yeah. And we'd be like, okay, well, that's clearly got to be a pressure plate. That's clearly got to be the, the IED itself. I'm going to go somewhere in between, and I'm going to find the battery source, because at least if I dig that up, I can take the battery source off.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the reasons I'm glad I went to fucking Afghanistan instead of Iraq. Like, I had 2 Afghans. I didn't go to Iraq, but like people in Iraq, they would hear I would hear stories from them where they'd be like, yeah, so they're hiding IEDs in garbage. It's like, this whole country is fucking garbage. Like,
oh, they were still doing that. They were still doing that up in Golistan.
Yeah, but like in Afghanistan, if you're like 5 feet out of fucking town, it's just dirt and rocks.
Yep.
And your fucking worries get delegated down to like dirt that's like not supposed to be where it's at, and then the wrong rock instead of like everything.
Yeah, and honestly, you could not trust that everybody was awake on post all the time.
No.
And they also knew that. And they'd use sheep to come through, and they'd fuck with our shit all the time. Like with sheep, use sheep as a diversion so they could do their thing and get the fuck out of there. And they'd plant, freaking booby traps with plastic bags and shit like that attached to them that would blow into the concertina wire. And you'd get that freaking, hey, go clean out the concertina wire. Go clean up all the trash. Fuck you. Like, it's Afghanistan. What are we going to do about this? And you get the one freaking close call with a booby trap. You're like, yeah, nope, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And watching the IEDs go from the crush box to the soap bottle pressure plates for anti-personnel. Using that, I found a freaking IED that was basically napalm.
All right.
It was, it looked like a motor oil diesel mix inside of a plastic baggie with a mortar underneath it, primed, and a little soapbox pressure plate, or the soap bottle pressure plate, that my foot missed by about this much.
Oh, fucking even better.
And luckily, the guy behind me stopped the whole patrol, and he's like, come back here. And I walked back. I'm like, holy fuck. Yeah.
So actually on that real quick, would you mind keeping the people entertained for a minute while I take a piss?
No, go right ahead.
All right, I'll be right back. I can hear you, so keep right.
Okay. I will. I don't know. I don't have the YouTube pulled up right now, so I can't really see any of your guys' comments if you're saying anything. But oh, funny story about Tripp. So when I left Delaram, I don't know if he remembers this, but I left Delaram to go to Bujabast Pass, and I had made this awesome like headboard thing around my bed, and he asked if he could trade it, or if he could get it when I left, and I said, yeah, dude, you absolutely can, but the only way that you can get it is if you give me a blowjob. Well, he ended up getting that headboard for his bed to put all of his fancy stuff on. I was let down. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Oh, hi. Waiting for Tripp to unmute his mic. I cannot hear you. Tripp. Oh. Nope. Did you mute the mic on the mic? Does the mic have a mute button? I don't know why I'm getting closer to my computer.
How about now?
Yes. There now I can hear you.
These are all lies, by the way. These are all fucking blatant fucking lies.
No, they're not.
All lies.
He was a lot cuter back then, too.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was a fucking peach, but you know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I do think I gave that thing to you. Didn't you trade me a guitar for it?
No. And I can. There's two specific reasons that I know that was a no. I remember not getting any fucking shit around my fucking cot in Delaram. And B, the guitar I had, I gave to some random dude on the smoke deck like the day before I left. I was out there playing guitar, just kind of like waiting for somebody to show up. And they're like, hey, man, fucking nice guitar. I'm like, yeah, dude, you know, fucking whatever. Because like what I would do on deployment, or my first two deployments anyway, was I'd get in country, or I'd order a guitar off the internet, like a cheap one, you know, like $100 because like, you know, fuck it, you know, whatever. And then at the end of the deployment, both times, or both my Afghan deployments, fucking be on the smoke deck. And like, you know, when you're playing guitar, someone's like, hey, dude, can I play it? You know, you know, I went out there. I'm like, all right, here we go. Hey, by the way, I'm fucking leaving tomorrow. Give that to somebody else when you fucking rotate. And they're like, really? I can have this? I'm like, yeah, just make sure to give it to somebody else when you rotate, which I'm kind of interested where the fuck those guitars like landed or ended up, you know?
I know. See, what would have been awesome is if you would have wrote like your name and year in deployment and who you were with on the back.
Yeah.
And, like, everything like that. You don't think about that shit now.
No.
But
well, you didn't. Well, you think about it now. You don't think about it back then.
Yeah. you don't think about it back then. That's
also, by the way, fucking there's a box on the top right that says comments. If you click on that, you can see who's saying what. However, nobody is saying anything because I'm on YouTube and Twitch and Periscope right now, and all my followers that watch this are on Facebook, and I'm in Facebook jail right now, so this isn't being broadcasted to Facebook because I shared a meme that went against community standards, and it was a picture of Osama bin Laden that I shared after the White House not White House, but the Capitol fucking riot or insurrection, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and all it said was like, wait, you mean it was that easy to get in? And then that caught me a fucking week-long ban.
Is in your YouTube right now?
Yeah, it should be.
I'm gonna pull up your YouTube so I can watch it.
Like while we're watching it?
I'm gonna need it though.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But why are you not?
Why am I not what?
I clicked on my subscriptions. In here.
I'm on
I bet I know why.
Because you're not subscribed to me?
Probably not on my computer.
Oh, wait, you're not signed in?
No. It was. No, it was that iPhone goes through iPhone.
Yeah.
And on my computer, I have my gaming YouTube or whatever up. Yeah. So. Oh. Oh God, what else? No, I thought because I swore you had gotten a guitar or something like that from someone, or was it someone else in our platoon who did?
I don't know, because I know that I gave my guitar to some rando.
Yeah, and I wouldn't just be some rando.
No.
God, oh my God, yeah, you were freaking out there with me that one night at like.
You might have been there when I gave it away.
Hmm?
You might have been there when I gave it away.
I went straight when I was coming back. I went straight from Golistan over to I went straight from Golistan over to Leatherneck. Yeah. Oh my God, the birds coming into Golistan was the best thing ever. To get us freaking out of there. I was stuck there for far too freaking long. But I met some amazing people there.
In the Golistan.
Golistan. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we called it the black hole because like I was supposed to be there for like 2 or 3 weeks. Ended up spending like 3 months there.
Fun.
Yeah. Just like the whole God, because where was I? I was in because I did Cobra's Anger. Cobra's Anger 2.
Oh, so Cobra's Anger, and I'm going to go off on a tangent about Cobra's Anger. Cobra's Anger is why A, I don't trust the news, and B, fucking why I hate everyone who hated Donald Trump for using the word fake news. Because during Cobra's Anger, which there was 2 people that got killed in Cobra's Anger. One of them stepped on an IED that had been there for fucking 5 years, and the other one caught a fucking random ricochet. And besides that, it was just like clearing fucking town. However, in the fucking COC, we were watching CNN, and they were playing footage from Iraq while they were talking about Cobra's Anger, and there was this huge battle going on in Afghanistan right now. And it was like, so I'm watching TV. They're telling me this huge battle that's going on where I'm at. I'm going to walk outside to smoke a cigarette. Okay, I heard like 2 gunshots. Go back inside. What the fuck are they talking about?
I don't know.
You know, like fuck, and not to get political, but like fucking. So like I like wasn't a big fucking Donald Trump guy. Like I didn't vote for him, but the backlash against him was every level of fucking repugnant, hypocritical, and stupid.
Yeah.
Like, and the big one being fake news. Like, well, the news is fake. It's like, well, I mean, like anybody that has like more than 2 brain cells knows that they only put propaganda on TV. So, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but since you're the president saying it, we have to fucking like not like. Wouldn't you love it if a president of the United States of America came out and said, "Listen, the media is fucking lying to you. This is what's going on," and then people were like, "Yeah, no, that makes sense."
Yeah, I haven't trusted the news. I haven't trusted the news for a very long time. I don't get it. I don't trust Google even anymore. I will trust Google Scholar, where you can find actual scholarly articles about things. But even so, Google, like, what's the first 3 things that pop up on Google when you Google something?
Porno, something from the 90s, and porno again.
Yeah, usually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Porno, something from the 90s. Republicans are stupid.
Yep. Or just
Porno.
a crap load of ads.
Or that.
It's like, okay. So if I pay Google however much to get me up to the top in this subject, my link's going to get clicked on the most times and people are going to believe me.
Yep.
Just like, oh my God, what was it? Oh my God, kids card game. Let's go off on a tangent about this. It's called Kids Against Maturity, Cards Against Humanity, right?
Okay.
One of the cards is Mr. Merkin's wig. It's like a card you put down as an answer. And one of my friends was like, who the heck is Mr. Merkin? I'm like, but it seemed like such a precise name, or a name. It had to have been from something. I don't know. I've lost touch with, like, you know, cartoon TV shows, kids TV shows, stuff like that. So I Google it. Do you know what a merkin is?
No.
It's a pubic wig.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I did know that. I knew that was a thing. I didn't know it had a name.
Yeah, it has a name. It's called a merkin. The first thing that pops up is a video. It's a YouTube advertisement for a merkin.
Nice.
This kids game is marketed for kids 10 to 12 years old.
Never mind. Not nice.
Who have phones and iPads and can Google shit. And what are kids going to do? Be lazy and click the first thing that shows up, especially if it's a freaking video.
Yeah.
And this video is not for kids 10, 12 years old.
So that was one of the fucking things that I didn't like about the fucking like narrative, I guess, was like, you know how like there was a whole thing about like, hey, save the children. And it was like, hey, we gotta, fight all these fucking child molesters shit, like after the fucking like Epstein thing, and like everyone loves like that's just like a dog whistle for white supremacists who are Trump supporters. And it's like, okay, well, whether or not they're fucking Trump supporters that you don't like, maybe like we should be on the same side as not human trafficking. No, we're not going to do this. Okay. All right. Cool.
I don't get how everything comes back to Republicans or white straight male Republicans. Why?
I don't either. And like, I'm not a Republican, and it's like, dude, like, what? Where the fuck is this shit coming from?
Yeah, and honestly, no, I'm not Republican. I I hate that there's so much separation that's going on, and with whole, you know, capital, whatever the raid on the Capitol or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's like I did not fucking defend your right to fucking do this. This is not what I guess I did defend your right to fucking do it, but I didn't fight for this shit to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and it fucking hurts.
Well, my take on it though, and this is just the cynicalist fucking part of me, is like, A, if it was an insurrection and most of them were armed, shouldn't they have been shooting people?
Yeah.
But B, I'm sorry, like A.2. Fuck. Oh, I was gonna go somewhere with this. I know what fucking B is. A.2 was. Oh, A.2 is like I what I would chalk it up to is a riot that got out of hand.
Yeah.
But B, that's the closest thing that America has ever had to a working class uprise against the government.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the reasons that it was done, everyone on the left is like, okay, so we have to call this like, oh, they're domestic terrorists. They're terrorists. Like, dude, I wasn't allowed to call the fucking Taliban terrorists in fucking Afghanistan. Like, I'm not going to call these guys terrorists. Like, fucking, like, I have a bar. The bar's pretty low, but, like, the bar's still fucking there, you know? Now, if they shot the place up, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll call them that. But it's like, all right, so these videos, these people breaking a fucking window and, like, yelling at cops, and they have a gun on their fucking hip visibly, and they're not shooting the cops. Maybe this is just a riot that got out of fucking control. Like,
yeah, and you would think think about it this way, and I don't want to pull like
for those at home, we're looking at this non-objectively.
Yes, we are, and I don't want to pull race into this or anything like that, but I remember studying in college. It was for a sociology class. I suck with saying words. What the heck do you call not bad guys, but people who are looked at as kind of enemies, but they're not? I can't fucking remember the name of it. But Martin Luther King Jr. came up on the list because he was going against what was socially normal at the time.
Social dissidents?
No. It's a name for a person. It's not a pronoun. It's a noun. No, not noun. Describes them. Anyway, fuck. Now I need to think of the word. But anyway, he made the list, and a lot of other people did. But they did amazing things with their life and for people in general. But they were looked at as bad people because they weren't going with the social norm.
Yeah.
Which, again, these people were sticking up for something they believe in, which I don't know, and they didn't freaking kill anyone or hurt anyone, you know. But how is that terrorism when the same shit happened with MLK, and that wasn't fucking terrorism? Not even at that time was it terrorism.
I don't know, and no, it's an interesting thing to fucking look into because people like to call like mass shooters fucking terrorists, and I don't agree with that because there is an actual definition for terrorism, and it does fucking include for political purposes. To where, like, I'm not gonna be like super mad that they call the fucking like DC writers terrorists because, like, okay, there was a political purpose here. There was some level of violence. It technically meets the definition. I'm just not gonna do it because I wasn't allowed to call Taliban terrorists. So, like, my bars, whatever. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is fucking interesting, like what the media will call fucking anything. Like my big problem with them calling it the insurrection. Insurrection implies like civil fucking war or like an actual fucking attempt to overthrow the government, not just fuck up a building, kind of, sort of, but not really, you know. And what I hate the most about the news and in turn fucking progressive liberals is it's like every day something comes up to where I have to defend Trump, and it's like, dude, I don't like this guy. Stop making me defend him because you're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I've seen, and I've seen a lot of the movements out there now do on both sides make everyone look freaking stupid.
Yeah.
I just came across one today on TikTok. A wonderful place to find all of the right
good hot takes.
Good hot takes, yes. There are some politicians on there, let me tell you what.
Is AOC on there? Because I'd totally watch her do fucking thirst trap videos. Like, listen, like fucking, I think leftism and fucking communism is fucking abhorrent, but like she could make me get on board with some socialist fucking tendencies. You know what redistributing the wealth is about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like all these different movements coming out now. Kill all men.
See, I'm only gonna half agree with that because if you look at the fucking etymology, men or man does not mean male. Men means mankind, and white and with or like male and female, they're two completely different fucking etymology, fucking evolutions. So when you say kill all men, if by that you mean the actual definition for humanity, like I am down with like when the alien, like listen, if the Chinese or the Russians invade and they want to kill all the Americans, I'm going to fight against the Russians and the Chinese. However, if aliens show up killing all of mankind, I'm going to be a fucking collaborator. Like, listen, we had our time, man. Fuck it, we fucked it up. Sorry, I know the aliens are gonna kill me in a week, and it's gonna be terrible, and like I'm gonna be tortured for a month before that. But fuck it.
At least I might be able to see some tentacles.
Yeah.
If only I was so lucky. But it's like, yeah, I agree with you on that. You know, like, and I love looking into the definition of words too, just to see what it means. And it's like the three things that I picked up on were you know, all and men.
Yeah.
Like men can mean mankind. It can mean everyone. Just like how, since that is technically Merriam-Webster's dictionary, you know, you talk about basic human rights, which he was talking about in the video, because he's like, oh, if you are triggered by us saying kill all men when we're talking about the misogynists and the, you know,
you didn't say kill all misogynists. It's a different fucking hashtag.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, then say what you fucking mean. Yeah. Like if you say kill all men, bet show up at my house, please do me a favor.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a win-win fucking scenario. Either like I kill you, or like I don't have to deal with this shit anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But
which oddly enough is very similar to fucking digging up fucking IEDs. Either like nothing's gonna happen, or it's not gonna be my problem anymore.
So you get into the definition of men and what it means. I mean, it could mean everybody, but the definition.
You said it.
But then it's all. So you're talking about straight men, gay men, transgender men, people that this guy is trying to support, but he's like, no, I don't want to kill you. But no. You got to stick true to what you said, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, that whole video was something to freaking watch. It was a roller coaster of stupidity. And the man, his mom probably should have swallowed him.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of that. Also, I don't know how the fuck or what videos I liked or who I followed to get here, but half of my For You page is ultra conservative, like fucking whatever the reverse of a woke is, Southern black dudes and Jewish people who are complaining about how people who weren't Jewish adopted the religion to dilute their fucking ethnicity. And I'm not sure what the fuck I like to get there, but it's like people who aren't Jews are bad. Okay, cool. Liberals are fucking terrible, and I'm black, so it's okay for me to say this. It's
okay, like, I've been to Israel. They are some of the freaking most amazingly nice people I've ever met.
Well, I'd imagine, dude. Like, fucking, that's a Middle Eastern thing. And my thing, like, so I can't speak for everybody in the Middle East, so I'm going to, and I know that Afghanistan is not in the Middle East, but I'm going to tie it in there just for the sake of, like, what Americans think fucking geography are.
Yeah.
When Afghans are not trying to kill you, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah. And, God, what's the phrase that they use?
Inshallah?
Inshallah, yeah. God, like, if God wills it.
Yeah.
Like, that's law. Someone says that, and there have been a few people who have said it to me, and knowing, and honestly, the training that I got, I'm so glad for the training that I got before we went.
Yeah.
And a lot of the language and the cultural appropriation before we got over there, because a lot of people think we were over there. I mean, yeah, we were over there fucking shit up, but we were fucking shit up for the right reasons. Yeah. And we were actually doing help. We were shaking hands and we were, kissing babies. Yes, that's shit we did. But getting that piece of culture before you went over there and hearing those words spoken to you was like, holy shit. Like, that's family, and this guy will literally, like, risk his life for me.
Yeah.
For some random person you've never met, and coming from the military where you know how much shit you have to go through to get to that point, to look at your buddy like you, who we had met, maybe in CAX, I think we might have met.
Probably not, because I spent CAX with 81's platoon. Like, day 2, we went to Lead Mountain, and then when CAX was over, we came back. Like, we had very little interaction with anybody else.
Where the hell did I meet you then? Was it in Delaware?
I'm pretty sure it was in Delaware.
Okay. No, I did meet you in CAX for a short period. You remember Pulliam, right?
Me and Pulliam went on 3 fucking deployments together.
Yeah. So Pulliam, I met him in CAX. He followed us around freaking everywhere in CAX.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have met you through him at some point in time there. I remember briefly meeting you before the deployment. So when I met you in Delaram again, I'm really good with names and faces.
Dude, I am too. I got you.
I'm like, I fucking recognize, I don't know. But then again, when we got back to...
I was also the only guy with a mustache, so...
Yeah, you had a glorious mustache.
A glorious mustache. Hey, I'll tell you the story of the mustache after this, but go on.
But no, so basically what I was going down is like, the shit that you have to go through, and you meet people for like fucking 10 seconds, and you're like...
No, this is something we were talking about way before. Like, yeah, dude, you can have a fucking brotherhood with somebody that you've only known for fucking 3 weeks because you spent every second of the last fucking 3 weeks with this fucking person. And, like, you get to fucking know somebody when you can't get the fuck away from them.
Well, and on top of that, I think the Marine Corps does a very good job at, and I don't speak for the brand or the company, but for me and my experience in boot camp as well, I think what they did, they did it well. You've got no privacy at boot camp.
No.
Like, none at all. So you are basically broken down to the very root of
being an animal.
Yeah, being an animal. And you sit across from somebody in the shitters, no doors. You're like, "What's up, man? How's your poop going?" Like,
dude, no, that's an experience that like a lot of people don't get, and it's like I think mankind would be a lot better off if we had to watch each other's shit.
Yeah, and I would completely agree, but you are in the worst situation you have ever found yourself in, ever, the most awkward situation, and you can still find something to talk about. Because you have to. Otherwise, the situation is just awkward. So you get into battle, and this is the most stressful, awkward fucking situation you've ever been in. But you can still find it within yourself to communicate.
Yeah.
You think the Marines are dumb, but they're not. What was it you were saying about the Afghans? That they're...
Oh, no. So, like, my thing on Afghanistan is, like, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, and the people there are the nicest on the fucking planet when they're not trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have had this fucking conversation over the last few days on fucking TikTok with fucking people. They're like, because, like, I said something about being in the Marines. Somebody's like, hey, fucking, how many people did you kill? And I was like, all right, so let me respond to that fucking video real quick. And then somebody's like, don't you think they had, like, do you ever feel bad about that? You know, because like they had like a family or maybe kids or anything. It's like, if you saw what the Taliban did to people, like you would feel no fucking mercy or no sorrow whatsoever. And like, no, I don't. I'm glad they're dead, and I'm glad I did.
Yep, and I would agree there.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, like, me, kind of. I've also seen in Afghanistan the shitty things that they do to their own, and how they strong arm.
Girl wants to learn how to read. Let's like take acid and burn her fucking face off, and you feel sorry about fucking shooting that dude. Fuck you.
Yep, but they also strong arm people into innocent people into holding a rifle and causing a diversion. And I mean, you hear about it happening, which is told amongst the village, you know, when the Taliban isn't there. They're like, we're not talking to you. Why? Because they make us do shit. Like, no, but they're here. You have to find them. Good luck.
Yeah.
But so, yeah. And that's one of the reasons that I don't like to talk about that. And to each their own, completely.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, to answer that question between you and me is something in its own. But to answer that to someone who's never been there or done that is kind of like, what's your KD on Call of Duty, man? You know, if it's above a 3.0, I'll talk to you. You've seen shit, but I don't know.
But you know, people on the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, and there's people like Matt's all right who will sit there and
I fucking love that guy. I
fucking love him, and I commend that guy for being able to talk about a lot of the experiences that he saw out there. I talk about the funny shit, the stupid shit, the finding a turtle on a 15-kilometer foot patrol one way.
Yeah.
So you were up in Golistan. Did you ever go out to Fazabad?
Maybe. Wait, hold on. So if we're looking north towards the big mountain, which way?
Northeast.
Okay, so I'm looking like into the valley where they had those mud huts there that like may or may not have been there for 5,000 years.
Yep. So you go past those, you go to the right of the mountains, you follow that whole mountain range wadi, pretty much like it's a good 15 kilometers, and it's a village tucked way back in that mountain range where it's almost a plateau of a valley.
Well, if I remember that place right, if this is the same place I'm thinking about, the place I'm thinking about is around Golistan. I don't know if it's that one specifically, but I wondered how it wasn't like a fucking protected area because like the houses were like carved out of rock and had probably been there for like 2,000 or 3,000 years.
No, you pass that place going here. Because it was a village and it was like mountains all the way. The only way to get there, there's one way to get there.
Yeah.
Unless you take the mountains over. And because it's like there's two separate mountain ranges that kind of like funnel it in, and it's tucked back in there where they kind of meet. But no, freaking walking around the mountains on the way back, because we wanted to stay, rises in the east, sets in the west. We wanted to stay around the mountain ranges on the west side and stay silhouetted. So fuck you, Taliban. We're gonna play your game against you. And picking up a tortoise, a Russian tortoise, and bringing it back.
Yeah.
Like, those are the fun fucking stories I tell. And that's what I can get out. But all the fucking absolutely horrible shit.
Yeah.
Kind of just, I don't know. It's a lot harder to talk about.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I get that. And I was very like that for a long time. But then when I got into writing, like, the shit kind of, like, came out. Mm-hmm. And, like, I kind of got over that just because it's like, hey, so this thing that happened in your book, what is that about? I'm like, okay, so if I don't answer this question, I feel like an asshole because, like, I already came out and said it. So it's about this, and like enough people, like, I would say, like, I'm desensitized towards it, which, like, probably in a good way, like, for mental health reasons, because it's like, no, it's just like a fucking thing that happened now, you know, which is kind of fucking shitty because, like, on one hand, it's like you're fucking denigrating some dude you knew who you had to pick his fucking guts out of a fucking tree because he stepped on the fucking wrong rock to just something that happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's good for me because at this point, it's not like, it's, no, that was just something that happened.
Goddamn. I've done a hell of a lot of therapy for it. And I mean, I'm at a place where it doesn't bug me.
Yeah.
But it's not something I like to talk about.
Yeah.
However, so Rogers, Staff Sergeant Rogers that we deployed with, Sergeant at the time, I know you had seen him once or twice, but at his freaking funeral, so that man was notorious for not showing up to formation because he was always still in the smoke pit and he just didn't give a shit. During his, I was sitting next to a couple of buddies who were really close with him as well. And during the, what was it? The roll call, final roll.
Yeah.
After like the second or third time they called his name, my buddy leaned over to me and he goes, "He's in the smoke pit." Fucking lost it laughing during final roll. All of us fucking dying, trying to hold it in. We were sitting like 2 rows back from his family.
You're not allowed to laugh because, like, that dude's like mom was probably there, you know?
We were sitting 2 rows behind his mom.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to laugh. It's a prick.
So awesome, great thing about that. His wife, amazing person.
Yeah.
And we were all, I mean, we weren't like belly laughing, but we were kind of chuckling about it. Like, we were really trying to hold it in. A few people were snorting, like we broke bearing, like couldn't. But what else do we do? Yeah. We don't like crying. Crying is not comfortable. Laughing is a hell of a lot better for us. So, go ahead.
No, go on. I'm going to go off on a complete different tangent. Go on.
Okay. So, we're sitting here chuckling to ourselves, and his wife, his widow, wife, she turns around and kind of looks at us for a second. Same with his brother-in-law. He kind of turns around. His brother-in-law went through Fallujah with him. Man, the stories that guy has.
Okay, so that guy probably got it.
Yeah, so they were actually from like engineer school on, were like best fucking friends.
Yeah.
And he married his best friend's sister. Awesome. It was great. But we ended up telling the story to him afterwards.
Yeah.
And they fucking died laughing as well.
Nice.
Because they just know who he is. But
yeah. Now, what I was going to say was there was this book called Stranger in a Strange Land. It was written by Robert Heinlein, the guy that wrote Starship Troopers. And pretty much what it was about was we sent an expedition to Mars, and everybody died except for like one of the astronauts who was pregnant, and she like died giving childbirth, and the kid was like raised by Martians, so he didn't know what like Earth culture was about. And the next expedition to Mars, which is like 20 years later, they get there and like, oh, holy shit, there's shit going on. So everybody died. Oh, there's a human here. Better take you back to Earth. And this dude's like walking around, like trying to like get human culture. And he gets a lot of it, but he never gets fucking humor. Like throughout the entire fucking book, he doesn't fucking laugh until there's one part where he's at a fucking zoo for whatever fucking reason. And there was these monkeys that were beating up this other fucking monkey. And everyone else is like laughing, and he's like, I don't get it. And then like he starts laughing too, but like in his inner monologue, it's like he explains laughter as when shit hurts so much you have nothing left to fucking do besides laugh.
You know what? That makes a hell of a lot of sense. And if you don't mind me going off about that.
Yeah.
So first firefight I'd ever been in was with Rogers. And I mean, we had all the training in the fucking world, and I fucking sit down behind, micro terrain, whatever we had. And, I'm sitting there and I look over and I see him, and he's like, he looks at me. I mean, this man has been through Fallujah already, right? Yeah. Like nothing going back further. This man got shot at in Fallujah while they had a PX truck come through, and he bought a fucking armload of fucking Slim Jims and like Otis Spunkmeyer muffins or something like that.
Dude, fucking Otis Spunkmeyer muffins downrange is akin to whatever the fucking gods ate to keep them alive in mythology.
Mm-hmm. And so we're going to call him One Way, his brother-in-law. We call him One Way all the time.
Yeah.
We also call him Deuce. Anyway, One Way. He's explaining Jason as he has a fucking armful of Slim Jims and Otis Spunkmeyer muffins. And he says, this fat ass was so worried about his food when he was running back to us to try and find cover. He was passing all of us, didn't fucking put his food down or anything to pick up his rifle. He fucking ran for cover, shoved it all in his backpack before he grabs his rifle. Like, this man is either a fat ass or a badass. Either way, I fucking love him.
Nice.
So I look over at him at our first fucking firefight, and I look over and I see him, and he looks at me. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yep." Nope. He goes, "Race ya." I'm like, "What?" So he pops up, starts fucking firing downrange. I'm like, "Oh, I gotta run." So I get up, I start running, I go down, and we're fucking going back and forth. And I'm like, how did this man make me go from And he was laughing the entire fucking time, which made me laugh the entire freaking time. But how do we go from like me being worried and like, okay, I know my training, I know what I got to do. When do I put it in place? Like, when does this actually happen? To just not giving a shit and it all taking over and me laughing the entire time.
Strange phenomenon is the only fucking.
But again, that laughing, it when it hurts so bad that there's nothing else that I can do but laugh. At that point in time, my feelings had completely shut off. And, you know, and I think from that point on, even my family knew something had happened because I wouldn't go into like, you know, things kind of skimmed across the surface. How things going? Good. Good. They're good. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's all right.
Yeah.
Like,
which that does give you kind of a little bit better perspective on life because, you know, beforehand it's like, oh, yeah, fucking insert random inconvenience A. My life sucks. Now it's like, okay, so accidentally like cut off half my foot. My day's not been too bad.
Yeah, but that also sucks now, if you think about it, because, and I've really had to like force these little minor inconveniences out in my life. Like even I was talking before this happened, like today with, you know, a minor inconvenience in my work that made me a little bit, you know, made my day a little bit longer than it should have been. But you think about it, that's fucking normal for military personnel, you know, for us in the past. And we've learned to just block that out. And unless I fucking go out and say that to somebody, you know, my life with a friend is just, it's going to be, hey, how's he doing? Good.
Yeah.
What's going on in his life? Not much. Same shit, different pile. How many beers have you gone through, man?
Yes. But one of the things with that though, which I think further illustrates this is, you know how like the popular thing to say is like, oh my God, 2020 sucked. 2020 can suck my dick. It's like, I mean, like, I don't think 2020 was that bad. I mean, like, maybe some of y'all never lived in a barracks with a pissed off first sergeant, but I've had first sergeant that fucking hated me, and they made the entire barracks fucking pay for me being a fucking asshole. And I'm not trying to be a dick. 2016 and 2017 were really fucking good, but I mean, 2020 was probably the third best year of my life.
Yeah. So yes and no for me. But however, I have had a pissed off first sergeant that I absolutely freaking could not stand.
Yeah.
And a lot of the first sergeants that we got, it was weird. We had first sergeants come in to our battalion that weren't combat engineers.
Well, I mean, like, because you don't need to be in that MOS to be a fucking first sergeant. Like, it's more of like an administrative fucking
yeah
in the first place. Although, remind me about first sergeants and shit. Mm-hmm. We'll come back.
But what's weird is we're small. Our battalions are really small. Like our company first sergeant was in charge of 3 platoons.
Well, I mean, 3 platoons is a company.
Yes, it is. Our platoons were 40 people.
Well, a normal platoon's like 30 something, so that's not really far off.
In infantry world?
Yeah, no, because think about it. Like, you got like 12 dudes in a fucking squad, right? Plus a fucking foreman. So that's like 13 dudes. So that's 33 already, plus a platoon commander and a fucking, I'm sorry, a platoon sergeant and the corpsman for the fucking platoon. So 33. You're at 38 already in a fucking infantry fucking company.
I always look at, I always look at it weird because our companies, like when we would go with a company, they seemed so much bigger, and it was our platoon broken up within a company of infantry.
Right. Because like when that company moves around, a lot of times that whole company fucking moves at once.
Yep, got it. Anyway, so our company first sergeant wasn't a actual combat engineer. We fucked with him a lot just because I don't know, we kind of thought he was a prick, but he was really motivated. And he, Jesus Christ, my phone keeps blowing up. Anyway, so when we brought him into the engineering world when we invited him out to come with us to a demo range, and we put him as third man in the stack.
Yeah.
Third man in the stack always gets all of the reflective overpressure.
Yeah.
Where it comes across a blast blanket and it gets separated and comes back together. And it hits fucking him. Right then and there, he had a different respect for combat engineers. But I thought he was a complete dick. Whatever. I woke up extremely fucking hungover one day from drinking and playing World of Warcraft in the barracks between my first and my second deployment. So my first deployment and the deployment I went on with you. And I was outside of our barracks room smoking on the third deck. We had to go down to the fucking
Listen, you filthy enlisted swine. You walk your fucking fat ass down to the goddamn smoke pit. You don't smoke on the goddamn guardrails. You fucking piece of shit.
Yep. And I looked over and I saw the first sergeant and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm fucked. And I sat there and I continued smoking.
I mean, might as well. Like, you're already fucked. Might as well get in that last drag.
Yep. And he looked at me. And I didn't even get in that last drag. Like, I literally lit up that cigarette. And he looks at me as I'm flicking my cigarette butts on the fucking deck. He's like, he walks up. He doesn't even, like, start screaming at me. He just walks up. I'm like, it's either going to go really good or really fucking bad. I'm expecting it to go bad. And I already had a run in it with him with other shit that happened. And I'm like, I'm just going to continue to be me, continue to be honest, fuck off. And he goes, so how's it going, Ski? I'm like, First Sergeant, good afternoon, or good morning. And he goes, why are you smoking? Like, honestly, I'm too fucking hungover and lazy to go down to the fucking smoke pit. He goes, you're underage. I'm like, you're not going to find any alcohol in our room. Like, we drank it all and we got rid of it. Fuck you. I'm like, and he goes, okay. He goes, thank you for the honesty. Like, can I just at least finish this one? And at that moment, my saving grace was my buddy, my roommate, opens the door. All three of us were in there. So we had a friend who would come in and play World of Warcraft, use our Wi-Fi, all that stuff. And all three of us would hang out, even though it was a 2-person barracks. And he opens the door and he's like, oh shit, good morning, First Sergeant. Completely didn't know. And he goes, First Sergeant gets a fucking whiff of our coffee. And he goes, do you guys have fresh coffee? He goes, I think we might be out right now, but I can make you more. He goes, that smells delicious. Yes, please. Let me go run down to my car and grab a mug. So he runs down to his car, fucking grabs a mug, comes back up. I had finished my cigarette at that point in time, cleaned up all my fucking ashes and got rid of this shit, whatever. And he, we start he comes in, grabs a cup of coffee once it's ready, and he looks around. He goes, you guys have Guitar Hero? We're like, yeah. He goes, can I play it? Like,
okay, First Sergeant. Like, if this makes formation, fuck it.
Sure. It gets better. So he sits down, he starts playing Guitar Hero for like 2 fucking hours, and we're just like playing our World of Warcraft, whatever, bullshitting. And like, honestly, he looked at me and he goes, Ski, be careful if you smoke outside your barracks. I'm like, okay. He goes, by the way, just to let you know, on Sundays, I like to randomly like walk around the barracks because I like to see kind of what you guys are doing, but more so, I need to get the fuck away from my wife. But by Sunday morning, like I have to get away from her. So I just make an excuse that I have to go see you guys at the barracks. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll have coffee for you. He goes, that'd be awesome. But it turned into a thing that every single morning when he had the time, mostly every single morning, he would come by our barracks room and we'd leave it unlocked. And he'd open the door at like 6 o'clock in the morning, formations at 7.
Yeah.
And he'd open the door and he'd be like, hey guys, is coffee ready? Like, yeah, it is, First Sergeant. He goes, okay, you might want to get up, formations in an hour.
So, that reminded me of 2 things. If I get off on a tangent, remind me about why I'm not allowed to go to funerals. Well, I'm not allowed to go to military funerals anymore. But the first one was on my 3rd deployment, my first MEU. So like, I was with the headquarters element, but like I did all my shit with India Company fucking 3-1. And because of that, my relationship with that company was mostly going through the fucking company gunnery sergeant. And this dude was a fucking ghost on the ship. Like, he was one of those dudes that was like always there when you didn't want him to be there, but like if you needed him, nowhere to be found. So it got to the point to where there was at least 15 times where I needed this guy, couldn't find him, went somewhere extremely public, and then just slid my hands into my pockets. And then 4 fucking seconds later, from behind, I'm in like a fucking chokehold. It's like, hey, Gunny, I was fucking looking for you. And he's like, your hands outside your pockets, right? I'm like, yeah. So, First Sergeant, I need something signed. Can you look at this thing? He's like, oh yeah, what's up? Oh, by the way, I have the uniform order right here that says if I'm not walking, I'm allowed to have my hands in my pockets. And like he'd always like rip it up and it'd be like, I have a printer and.
Oh my god.
But anyway, I'm not allowed to go to fucking military funerals anymore because the last one I went to, I had a buddy that got killed like the last week of the fucking like last fucking op of the deployment. You know, like bullet came in his shoulder, came out his fucking hip, like just killed him, right? And like it was weird because post deployment leave, like we got to go to his funeral, But anyway. We all go get hotels in fucking town. We go to the fucking funeral, and we're at the funeral, and this dude's mom berates us because we got hotel rooms instead of staying at her place. So we all end up going back to not her place, but the house of the parents of the fiance of the Marine that got killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're Catholic, so we had this fucking like huge fucking party, like, and it's kind of like one of those like weird things where it's like, hey, listen, we shouldn't be this happy right now, but like, I mean, like, there's like Jaeger bombs, there's like camouflage fucking natty lights, there's beer pong. There's like 3 fist fights. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's like a barracks party and somebody's house. But I got blackout fucking drunk, right?
Oh god.
And like, oh, by the way, we're all Crust Blues. I get blackout fucking drunk. I lose like 3 fucking hours of my fucking life, just like I don't know what the fuck I was doing. When I come to, I was on someone's hood making out with this chick, and we got married. So I'm not allowed to go to military funerals anymore because apparently I pick up chicks at them.
So speaking of which, I just randomly typed into Google because I had it up here to remind you. I just typed in not allowed to go to funerals, hit enter so it wouldn't fucking leave. And A lot of the shit that comes up is guidelines for children attending funerals. Should children go to funerals?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Unless it was like a parent, a sibling, aunt, uncle, or cousin, I would probably say no.
So here's the thing. Here's the weird thing about me. So I
like the wake, yes. The after party, yes. The actual funeral,
I went to 12 funerals before I graduated high school.
Mm.
I had a funeral a year that I can remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry if everybody could hear that squirt from my Hawaiian Pog juice. Yeah, so I don't know if that made me better or worse. I don't know. I guess it definitely gave me a different outlook on life. And when we got our marching orders to go to fucking, for the lack of a better term at this point, I'm fucking like 4 fucking bourbons deep right now.
All right, well, we're on beer 8, so I'm right there with you, buddy.
Beer 8? Oh, get on my level. So, thank you, Farrell Sai. Well, he didn't get me this. He actually got me a bottle of scotch, but this is his recommendation, Breckenridge bourbon. Oh, it's smooth. I'm not a big beer drinker.
I can drink just about anything. However, I try to stay away from vodka just because, like, I have my good party phase, but instead of like getting tired and wanting to go to sleep, I get super depressed, listen to My Chemical Romance, and write poetry.
So I have the same. You listen to My Chemical Romance?
Only when I drink vodka.
I don't have
any songs on my iPod. They just show up on my fucking I go to YouTube, My Chemical emo fucking music, and I cry and I write poetry, and that's why I don't drink vodka.
Oh, okay. I don't drink. There's one rum that I can allow myself to drink.
Sailor Jerry?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know. We also okay. So this is going back to HP 514, where a lot of my fun stories in the military come from. A lot of fucking barracks fights because we were right across from Artie, and it usually started with a rock going window. Because someone was drunk, and then it was the entire barracks fighting the entire barracks, and the MPs just kind of walked around, and like if something was getting a little too out of hand, they'd mace you, and they'd just let you. This was still the time when they'd let you fight it out, and like it's easier to just let you fight it out and look like idiots in the morning.
Yeah, make sure nobody kills each other, and then
like if you don't kill each other, you're fine. Like cool. But if you're going to try, like you're going to get mace and you're going to hate your life. Because again, like you get a few MPs versus an entire barracks, who's going to fucking win? Because both barracks are now going to turn against the MPs because now they're messing up their fun.
NW is playing in the background.
Yeah, like it's one of those, like the Spartans and the Persians now look at whoever the fuck is trying to interject, and they're like, fuck you. But shit, no, Sailor Jerry. So that's the only rum I can drink. I had a few nights where people, and they'd get the fucking 7-day store special.
Yeah.
The freaking handle of Captain Morgan for what, like $15?
Yeah.
You know? And they're like, hey, come drink with us, Ski. I'm like, hey, what you drinking? They're like, Captain. I'm like, no. I fight.
Well, I mean, because Captain Morgan's for officers.
Yeah, but I get upset. I got upset when I was on Captain Morgan, to the point where I would like randomly come to in the blackout and be in someone's barracks room or, you know, the fucking bathroom, following a boot into a bathroom and screaming at them because they don't fucking know shit and having them up on the wall.
Well, fuckers not knowing shit.
Yeah.
The thing. And those fuckers, they need to know shit. And I don't know if you don't know, but they don't know shit. And I'm going to make sure that they know shit. All right.
Tell me you're a boot without actually telling me you're a boot.
So
that's the other thing. That's the other thing that I absolutely love and hate about the military is that people, again, it's like society. Like a few phrases that I use but I also hate are, you know, boot, slick sleeve, or pogue. I love to hate them.
Now, see, I don't mind pogue.
I love to hate them because you can use them in the fucking right context, right? And you can make fun of them and you can joke about them and it's all good.
Well, I'm going to say,
but
like
someone is serious about it, like completely serious.
That's even better. That makes it even fucking better. Because think about it, like somebody's serious about calling somebody a fucking pogue. Now, very few people will use pogue seriously who have also been in combat. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm a pogue. Where's your car? Oh, you're walking to work. Okay. So what were you saying?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I fucking love that.
I'm a pogue. I will own that. Yeah, I am personal other than ground. I am not no 3. Absolutely.
But the car and you're walking to work? Like, not that fucking car, you idiot. Fucking boot. Shower shoe. That's another good one.
Yeah.
God. But no, like, but honestly, the people who really like, you know, infantry leads the way or all this, you know, all this shit, it does take it takes everybody to fucking do.
What's also, not to get off subject, but I fucking do love that one too. Infantry leads the way. Yeah, cool. After the Air Force and the Navy bomb the shit out of it, and then spec ops dudes go and like take out all the actual fucking dangerous shit, and then the infantry kind of, you know, takes care of the rest of the stuff.
So tip of the spear was one of the things, like infantry, tip of the spear, right? But But the funny thing is, when the infantry went out, who was always fucking point man in front of the fucking infantry?
The Lance Corporal Saw Gunner on his first deployment.
No, even before him.
The Lance Corporal Saw Gunner on his first deployment. or the engineer, yeah.
Fucking
depending on who
sweeping.
you're with. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on who you're with. Like, they usually put us first. If they were smart enough, they would put us first because we have the training on the IEDs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, perfect. They would put us in front. We weren't really point man. We had someone kind of close to us, behind us, leading us to where we needed to go. Like, hey, we still on the right path? Because I'm really focused on the ground right now. And they're like, turn to your left like 45 degrees and keep going. Or hit your 11 and you're good. You know? But no, and we used to make a joke about, yeah, you may be the tip of the spear, but we're that void of air that protects you.
Oh, no. See, I was going to go the other way. You might be the tip of the piece. Fuck, English is a fucking language that I do not speak. You might be the tip of the spear, but I am the shaft that will be stroked.
Funny story. So through CAX, we were always called lazy fucks. And it wasn't CAX. What was it? EMV when we went through?
Yeah.
It went from CAX to EMV in like a year. But anyway, so we were always called lazy fucks. because we would be like the last ones to get word on anything, and we were always kind of like running to fucking catch whatever was going on, but nobody would tell us about anything because they'd forget about us. So we always just looked fucking lazy.
How dare you not know what we didn't tell you?
I know. How dare
you fucking fuck. You
yeah.
fucking fuck.
So eventually all of our call signals, like, we were like Lima Foxtrot, lazy fuck.
Yeah.
Like Rogers was lazy fuck actual. I was lazy fuck Mike 2. No, I was just lazy fuck Mike. My other buddy was lazy fuck Mike actual. Shit, we had 3 of them. No, I was lazy fuck Mike 2. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But we did a satellite patrol, and when they were trying to figure out like who was going to be what. Oh, same satellite patrol. Awesome fucking story about stupid fucking the drone guys.
Yeah.
Fucking A. But anyway, they're like, okay, so we're going to be Dragon's Breath because we're up in front. You're Dragon Head, you're Dragon Wing left, you're Dragon Wing right, you're Dragon Tail. And the engineers were kind of somewhere in the middle. You know, that's where we were.
Yeah.
Because we kind of went on the same path, and everybody just kind of like rotated around us to keep security so we could really fucking focus on what we were doing. They're like, engineers, what are you going to be? We're like, Dragon Ass.
Yeah.
Play on dragging ass. Like lazy
that's
fuck.
Chinese disease. Dragon ass.
Yeah. But anyway, we were like halfway through that whole fucking patrol in the middle of the Bujabas Pass, and they're like, hey, you guys got Taliban. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah. Because one group would like, one group would have to make a really big loop around the front, to cross kind of a danger area, and everybody else kind of hung out and waited for them to get like across before we would move again. They're like, yeah, they're right in front of you. We're like, okay, fuck. So we start moving up in front. They're like, they're running away. We're like, what? Like, yeah, okay, wait, no, they're coming around. The fucking drone people who were watching us were calling the friendly troops that were in the front of the satellite patrol. And were seriously like getting ready. They're like, hey, go ahead, hunker down. We're going to bomb them. And they're like, we're like, okay, cool. And they're like, wait, they hunkered down. All right, we got a good lock on them. And that's when our fucking patrol leader was like, wait, how close are they? They're like, oh, they're like 150 meters to the front of you. We're like, wait, hey, how close are you guys? Like, where are you at? Like, we're about 150 meters, in front of you.
Hey, Ski, real quick. Keep talking.
Oh, you're going to take another pee?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a tiny bladder. You always have.
I'm like 10 beers deep right now. Leave me alone.
Switch to bourbon. Okay. So, going on with this, and this is where I lost a lot of faith in the UAVs or UAS or drone pilots, because literally, like, we had to defend ourselves from having green on green, and that absolutely freaking disgusted me. Yeah. So, what other stories do I have about Tripp? Tripp and I used to hang out in the engineer area because he was stuck in a fucking tent, and we had all the awesome, amazing shit that you could ever want or need because we just built it all. Yeah, we spent a lot of nights cuddling on one of our Hesco couches.
Well, it was cold there. What you forget to mention is that we were there in the fucking winter, and despite fucking popular fucking knowledge, The desert gets fucking cold at night, especially when it's high desert and you're like, what were we at? Like 4,000 fucking feet altitude?
Depending on where you were, yeah. The top of Three Kings was like 62,000 feet.
Yeah. So we're in the Hindu Kush fucking mountains. There's no air. It's fucking cold, and you need some love.
Yeah, you do. Speaking of which, in the fucking Bujabas Pass, we packed for 3 days, right? So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna take as much demo and fucking ammo and shit that I need. I'm gonna pack light on food, whatever. And it's the fucking desert. Yeah. I'm not gonna pack a big fucking sleeping system. I'm gonna pack a poncho liner and a poncho, not a fucking whoopee. I don't know where the hell the army came up with this whoopee thing. Like, it's a fucking poncho liner.
Yeah.
But anyway, it got fucking cold sleeping in the middle of a field, and I set up my poncho liner as a tent over me and my staff sergeant, and I had the poncho up as a tent because it was raining, and I had my poncho liner, and shut the fuck up, Odin.
Is that a ferret?
No, do you want to see him?
I mean, like, you just tell me what it is.
It's a chinchilla.
Oh, okay.
I thought he died today.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
If he did, then we got some other shit to talk about.
I think he had a seizure or something, though. Like, literally. But anyway, so I'm in the middle of fucking Bujabas Pass, and I'm fucking dying freezing. And my staff sergeant has his fucking sleeping bag, and he just had his green one. No, we had the gold ones at that point in time.
Okay. Yeah.
We didn't have the green black. We had just gotten issued the gold ones.
Yeah.
And oh my god, those were amazing. But anyway, he looks at me and I'm fucking freezing and he's fucking freezing and he goes, "Hey, ski no homo." I'm like, I don't fucking care. At this point in time, I don't fucking care. And he goes, okay. So he grabs my poncho liner and pulls it over him. He grabs his sleeping bag. I tuck my feet inside the sleeping bag with him. He pulls the sleeping bag over me. So we're both holding on to like the edge of the top of the sleeping bag, like laying down on the ground. We probably should have brought an isomats, but fuck that shit.
Fuck isomats.
Yeah. Looking back at it, isomats, I looked at them as like comfort, and I'm like, these don't provide any comfort. But
the only thing isomats are good for is keeping your sea bag fucking rigid.
The only thing isomats are actually good for is providing a thermal barrier. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And even that thin little amount helps a lot. And going camping, like after the military, like actually fucking camping, like,
yeah,
I do strictly tent camping as well.
Yeah.
Like, isomats are God's gift to this fucking earth. But we fucking spoon hardcore, and the inside of that fucking poncho, the poncho was more wet than the outside in the morning, and we didn't even fuck. But he made sure to tell my ex-wife all about it when we got backstage.
Oh, as one would. But on that ski, we're fucking an hour past our time limit, so.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, but I mean, fucking no time wasted.
We have to end it now?
Or all time wasted. Well, I mean, I want people to listen to the audio later, but I mean, like, we can take a little bit of a break and come back in a few minutes if you want, like do a part 2.
You want to take a? We can take a break. I don't fucking care.
Yeah. Let me stay here. But hey, everyone listening at home, fucking, we'll be back in a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
Catch you.